Hey, everybody. Welcome to the original Next Level Gaming podcast. I am your host, Mike Mullis, aka Stinger NLG. Hope everyone has had a wonderful week. And now, let's get this party started. I am pleased, as soon as I can get him unmuted here. There we go. Oh, hold on. Let's do it again. Oh, hold on. No. This is a great way to start a podcast. There we go. I think I got it. Anyway, I am pleased as all get out to welcome back to the podcast for another day. My good friend, Doc Cupcake 84, Jeff Bartrom. Jeff, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, Singer. Mike, what is up, everyone? I am glad to be back by popular demand. Just happy to talk some gaming and share whatever insight, viewpoints, and just the passion for gaming tonight.
Awesome, awesome. I'm hoping that we'll get joined by Frankie Allor and or Ben Holt from Short Pause Gaming. Frankie works late, so as he's done in the past, he has raced home and then joined us in the middle. So hopefully we'll have enough time that he can get in. So, Doc, how's been your week, and what's going on over there at the docsgaming.com?
It's been a great week. I've been studying for my finals. Took that Catholic theology final,
Ooh.
so that one was interesting. That was quite, just interesting. That's all I can say about that. But no, just busy with a bunch of charity, volunteer work, getting word out about helping the homeless veterans on the side there. A lot of work with Operation Supply Drop coming up. So doing a lot of planning and figuring out stuff to be working at the E3 booth there. So I'll be working at E3 in the booth up there.
Wow.
So yeah,
Really?
yep. So I'm excited about that. Excited to spread the word about the good cause and good work we do with veterans and military around the world. So
Wow.
yeah.
Dude, every time I look at your Twitter feed, it's very difficult for me to even want to measure up. You are so, you do the greatest work, man. I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, I tell you all the time, but I mean, just the work that you do, it's amazing, and I know a lot of people benefit from that. And it's not just it's you do uh, a lot of that mentoring and lecturing for folks that come back from their respective tours and may have PTSD and stuff, right?
Yes, so I motivationally speak out about the dangers and awareness of PTSD, not falling into the trap of this is, this is it. I don't have anywhere else, let them know there is hope, as myself, still recovering, but as a former wounded warrior, I know the struggles that they go through. And so I try to be there for them and let them know, hey, there is life after this. Keep pushing, get that hunger back, that made you want to do what you wanted to do. And there's always paths after the military, So, yep, try to help wherever I can. I mean, a little philosophical insight to it, we can't enjoy our lives without having a meaning in our life. And as you know, with our faith and everything else, my mission in life is to fill that void that people need. So be that inspiration to them. So I think that's my calling in life. So
Yeah, I mean it's such an amazing thing you do, and I enjoy, to be honest. I mean, I really enjoy watching you tweet this stuff out too, because um, you know it's nice to see people doing good in the world, and you're like one of the big ones, especially it's a dual edged thing because you also do it for the gaming community, and look, you're you're very in tune with the Xbox community. Everybody knows that, and we can see behind you your wonderful display,
Ta-da!
and you actually pulled Code Veronica out,
I,
Dreamcast Code Veronica. I actually have that, and I didn't. Well, here, I'll show you something. So I hooked my Dreamcast up to my HD TV. I have a video on it, as
Mhm.
you've seen. So the one, hold on, I gotta. eh. So the one that's over there now is actually the Japanese import. So I actually got them both because um, rather than mod them, I just swap them when I need to. So
Nice.
yeah. So I always love God, and in fact, not only did I do that, but yesterday I said, you know what? I'm gonna pull the Sega Saturn out. If I could do it with the Dreamcast, I could hook the Saturn up to this thing. So I got my Saturn hooked up. I was playing. Oh man, I was playing Virtua Racing and Duke Nukem and Galactic
Classic.
Attack and classic
Daytona, come on.
Daytona, the champion. That's right, the CCE, the Championship Circuit Edition. Ah,
Daytona!
let's go away.
Yep,
Oh
pretty
man.
much.
Oh man,
Too funny.
Sega, Sega. Where did you go, Sega? I
Well,
swear, one day we're gonna have a podcast of just where did all these great Japanese developers go?
unfortunately, we all know that Sega threw too much money in Shenmue, and that was the downfall of the downfall.
Well,
That led to the exit. You know it did. They,
ah,
I mean, today it's what in terms of AAA
oh, that was a huge
spending.
budget.
Yeah, but it was just like a dime in the bucket back then. But you know,
Hmm.
compared to what we spend today. But that really hurt them since what the Dreamcast didn't sell as much. I think it was. Every person would have had to bought 2 copies of Shenmue to just make it profitable for them.
Well, it started out hot,
Hmm.
but then Sony happened, and EA happened. I mean, there's a lot of things that led to the Dreamcast going down,
Yeah.
but it still remains my all-time favorite console. It is still to this date, and it dawned on me that um, even as I was playing the Saturn, like even like every time I see something, Sega did it first. So I showed a picture yesterday on Twitter of we've got all these games that are being remastered, right?
Right.
But the very first remaster I ever played,
Virtua Fighter should have been.
Virtua Fighter Remix.
Yeah.
And so between that and what I was playing on was an analog controller, right?
Yeah.
With triggers on
With
a
triggers.
on a Saturn. So before anybody else got to these things, Sega was doing it first.
That they
So
were.
it just it's so frustratingly sad. It really is. Do you know? I've mentioned this before. There's a group out there called Project Dream, and I've tweeted it out before. They are attempting to get Sega to do another Dreamcast, and they actually have devised it, developed it, and are working on like the UI and everything. And all they need is for Sega to like come in and be part of it.
Man, that'd be good. Wow.
Yeah.
Because I know what the technologies is that Sega implemented. They is used by the industry and standards nowadays, especially all the stuff that they made on with Shenmue. That was one of the biggest things about it. So much technological advances.
Uh, they were just. I mean, they did so much for the industry. It makes it difficult to watch what's happened.
Yep.
So, all right. So,
Okay.
yeah, this is where I start to cry. So let's kind of switch gears to happier times. Uh, so lots to talk about actually, but I do want to try to keep it concise and stuff so that we can go play games afterwards. I like our 2.5 hour podcast, but some of the feedback I've gotten is, man, could you just make it a little shorter? So I don't want to keep people up until 1 in the morning, and then so uh, we've had a couple of pieces of news that I wanted to go through first. That not great news. One, so Disney has decided that they are getting out of the console game publishing, and they are discontinuing Disney Infinity
Yep.
and pretty much going to stick to simply licensing out their characters and their namesakes, and they're just basically license them to other companies. So in that, they're also closing Avalanche Studios. Avalanche Studios employs 300 people. Um, so that's a sad day when you see the closing of a studio, especially Infinity was a good series. My kids loved it. And they tried to strike gold, of course, with Infinity 3.0 because they had owned Star Wars. And so, you know, my kids spent a ton of time between that and like Lego Star Wars, and my older one with Battlefront. We'll get to that in a minute. But it's always sad, and it's always tough to see good people, and especially developers in the gaming industry, lose their jobs. There's just been way too much of that going on this year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, too many great industry leaders just going by the wayside. I mean, you got them. You have poor Lionhead, and it's just
Evolution,
Evolution. Luckily, they got picked up, and
yes.
so that was nice to get pulled into a fold with someone else. So
Well, and if you're gonna get pulled into a fold, what
yeah,
better fold than Codemasters?
yeah,
We didn't talk about that when it happened, but I mean, Lord have mercy. You have Codemasters, who for the longest time was one of the greatest, racing game makers out there. And I'm not saying they're not anymore. I'm just, um, they're very very strong. And then you're bringing in the Drive Club team. I mean, good Lord, that is
yeah,
just insane. Um, so Frankie says he'll be in here at 11 if we're still podcasting. I'm assuming we will be. So he will join us about then, and that's like I said, it's what he does. He pops in because he kind of has to do that with his job. Um, and so anyway, so that's sad news that Avalanche is closing. And look, Disney Infinity wasn't selling horribly. I mean, obviously, Toys to Life, that whole thing, that's a tough industry, and I think everybody saw how well Skylanders did and figured, well, we can do that. So you have Infinity, you have all the knockoffs, and then you have Lego Dimensions. Which I don't even know how well Lego Dimensions has been selling, but they're getting ready to put out some new packs. It's a hard market because unless you're really a 30-year-old child, you're really pointing towards a specific demographic, and that's a hard sell sometimes on a modern day console. So
yeah. I mean, you got to picture where these popularity come from, like the biggest time frame, and I mean, in the 360 era, when they started getting real popular, drop in consoles were cheaper at the tail end when these things took off like wildfire. The packs and everything. I mean, you could buy, the Skylanders edition Wii-U, or and just different bundles. And I know when I go there, that's where the kids are attracted to. Now, with it, the whole open sandbox mentality, oh, I got the character and let's put them, real to pixel. And I mean, these parents, it's a hefty investment. I have some friends. They said, I probably got $2,000-3,000 worth in just these little figures for my kids because let's go get a couple here, let's get a couple here, and it just adds up. And I think people are starting to see, it's just kind of a costly investment on that side.
it's like $9 every time you want to buy a character.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's great if you're buying Star Wars characters. And I think what happened is the Star Wars stuff came too late. I believe that Infinity 3.0 did really well. And of course, Sony helped market it with PS4 and doing some bundles. And I think they did a specific bundle in Walmart, and that did pretty well. But 2.0 really wasn't that great, and they
Mm.
couldn't capitalize on the. They had Marvel, and they couldn't really capitalize on it. Like I watched my son play it, and he loves it. My 6-year-old, he loves playing it. But at some point, I go, Seth, what are you doing? He said, I'm just running around the city, just punching Aladdin bad guys. Yeah, but you're Iron Man. So I mean,
Yeah.
it was tough to I could see with Lego Dimensions, at least with Lego Dimensions, and to an extent with Infinity 3.0, Lego Dimensions had an incredible uh, game story. I mean, it was basically it was a Telltale game. So you had or not. I'm sorry, not Telltale. Traveler's Tales. So you had it like you had the other Lego, Star Wars and Lego Batman and Lego all that, and of course, because it was licensed through Warner, you had like all the Lego movie actors, and you had Lego Batman from Lego Movie, and so you had all that. It took you to Doctor Who, took you to The Simpsons, it took you here, to Wizard of Oz, and I just think that Infinity really didn't do that. It just said, here's a character, go just run around and do whatever. And I'm not sure. Like I said, unless you're a specific demographic, that's hard to get a serious investment in.
Yeah, I mean, it that's that's just crazy. There has to be some more depth to it majorly. That's the biggest thing I see to it, and for these contents for with the kids, I don't know. I think the price point to what you actually get out of it, your return investment in it, I don't think it matches it everything else, to
Yeah,
be honest. So
I agree. So yeah, but
yeah,
it, so they're shutting the whole thing down, and like I said, Avalanche is going down. They're closing Avalanche, and we're really
yeah,
sorry to see that. Um, whenever I've seen one of the other companies say they're hiring, I try to retweet that on both my channel and the NLG Twitter. So so there's that, and another little piece of bad news that just came across today. It appears as Project Spark will be no more.
yeah.
Uh, I, I
That's
I can't say I didn't see it coming, but it's still kind of sad. Uh, and it's not so much that they're shutting it down. Like I guess if you still want to use it locally and build stuff locally, that's great. But there will be no more sharing and curating, and like they're shutting the servers down, and obviously they're going from incubation to nothing-bation. So
yeah. I mean, in theory, it was great. I mean, at console reveal when they showed it, I thought it was an awesome aspect.
oh, it was.
But to be honest, it just really never took off for anyone. So
They even tried Conquer. I mean, they even tried bringing Conquer into it, and that just made people angry because there wasn't a real Conquer. I mean, you know,
exactly, the content. Again, we're back to the content didn't
mm,
match.
no.
The promise, and when you're sitting there, oh, okay, cool, I can make bowling and that stuff. I think it was almost kind of like PS4's little version of doing the share play stuff, whatever with the controller. I
Oh,
forget what it was. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
SharePlay or
Okay.
Little Big Planet.
Little Big Planet too. Yeah, that's the biggest one.
Yeah.
And I mean, people just really didn't latch on to it because it didn't have that unique feel to it. I think the whole licensing and everything else, just kind of didn't take off for them with it. So unfortunately, that's I mean,
Yeah.
kind of the name of the game with Microsoft. What was it? 75 million on, was it Fable
Fable
drop?
Legends.
Yeah, it's just tons of money just being wasted, and I think they're having to go back to the drawing board.
Well, I think what you're seeing is, and I think you've been seeing it, I think you're seeing the difference between Don Matrick and Phil Spencer. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, Phil has a giant hill to climb. And, I, I feel bad. I do feel bad for him because he's put in a no-win situation. And now he's having to cut this stuff down. He's having to get rid of this stuff. He's got to shut down Lionhead. He's got to move Fable uh, to another development house if he wants to have a Fable made. And it looks like all this stuff that Matrick was trying to do with games as a service and stuff is it's not what Phil wants. And so he's having to do a lot of reverse movement on this. And I'm not, my issue isn't that I guess like with Fable Legends, if you were going to shut it down and it was going to be free to play, I wish they would have open baited it, or at least just said, you know what? Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're gonna put it out as it is now, because I think in the last time I had played it, which was right before they shut it down, it was very stable. I mean, it was very stable, very good looking. I would have run it for a little bit and said, you know what? All right, here we go. We're gonna open it up, let everybody play it. Let's see what happens. And if it doesn't come to fruition like they want, they shut it down. That's the one game that that I really thought if people got a chance to really see, it would change their mind. I was that enthusiastic about Fable Legends. And go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, it was handled poorly in my sense. I mean, I I played it. I mean, I would have rather had Fable 4. I'm just gonna be honest. I wanted a full storyline again. I didn't like the kind of aspect. I mean, here's where my feelings on it comes in. It's like, to
That's
me,
okay.
it almost could have been a mobile game. The design level, literally, all they had to do is take that camera, whoop, put it over, and like, okay, there we go. We got a top-down mobile game for the tablet. Just move it around and do it. That's what I think it was. And they like, oh, let's make this into a a console game, PC stuff. It's like, so it was lacking that magic and the feel of Fable for me. Um, I mean, I love that the characters. I love the artwork. Just make the world open and go Fable 4 and be done with it. Called it a day, rake in the millions, and yep, there's your Fable. But sadly, someone decided let's go with a different approach, and that's, they kind of signed their own fate with that.
I still, I understand that.
Yeah.
And there was an article that was written about like in Eurogamer that apparently Lionhead, now that they're shutting down, now they're venting. They were talking
Oh,
about the kind of game that they wanted to bring to, I guess either Phil Harrison or Matrick about what they wanted for Fable 4.
okay.
Didn't The issue is it didn't sound like Fable. It sounded they wanted to do it was like a Jules Verne steampunk kind of thing. And
Oh, that's
so
weird.
yeah, so I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure. It- I, I I I get what you're saying, and I think a lot of people wanted a mainline Fable. I just, because the game, um, because the game felt so much like Fantasy Star Online to me, and as
Mm-hmm.
an older Xbox gamer, and for me you a Dreamcast gamer too, that gave me like this nostalgia. So it was like it was elements of Fable combined with a game that I spent so much time on that I was like, this really is great. So I get you. I get what you're saying. I just felt like I don't know. I just felt like they should have put it out, should have gotten it out there, let people see it, and then if it was still floundering, shut it down. You
Right.
know.
I totally understand that. I mean, they. I get the
Hello, Bubby.
nostalgia feel. This has
Hello,
been
Bubby.
so he yeah, it just it's a bad thing for all, because I really liked Lionhead. Had some great works. So
Yeah. By the way, welcome everybody into the chat room. The chat room is already hopping, which I love. Um, we got some great all of our favorite regulars in there. Matty De Niro, Matt Jones, Amelia, All Star Gamer. Enrique's in there. Enrique is playing Uncharted tonight, so he can't. He's not joining us, but he's in the chat room. So Matt Jones is in there. Peter, who was in there first, Peter was like, "Just let me know when you're going on, because I'm playing Doom." And by the way, just to answer a question from there, from All Star Gamer, Avalanche Studios is not the same developer as Avalanche from Disney. They are two different devs. So the developer that did Just Cause and Mad Max, they're not closing. They're an independent developer. They're not part of Disney. So I just wanted to uh, just help him, just answer his question. So all right. So let's get to some actual good things, because I like good news.
mm-hmm.
Uh, so a couple of developer or a couple of publishers have put out their financial statements this week, and of course they are two of the big ones, EA and Ubisoft. So EA and Ubisoft are both doing very well considering the market right now, and EA dropped a whole boatload of news this week of stuff that um, just, I mean, they're they're like they're on a roll right now. So, Battlefront is over what 14 million people right now.
It's
I mean,
insane amount. It's awesome.
yeah.
I'm
So
happy for him.
yeah, I am too. Dice hit gold with that.
Yeah.
So EA announced that in 2017 we're going to get a second Battlefront game. So I guess they're going to go back to calling it maybe Battlefront 2, even though there is a Battlefront 2. I have no idea, but they're going to bring out a Battlefront game in 2017, and there's hints, although nothing confirmed, but there's hints that they're going to include Force Awakens and possibly the next movie in that.
One can hope.
No,
Obi-Wan.
I, now I have to admit that I have not played that game in a while. I probably should try it again. It's me and not having a campaign, it hurt. So I didn't play it as much. It felt shallow, but from what I understand, even a lot of the free content has been really, really good. So I mean, you've been playing it, I assume.
I've been playing and I've been watching. I've been watching Crackdown 3 community manager Brian Kiefer about playing it, and it looks really good. The expanded stuff is really good. Um, I love the heroes and that stuff. Just the general aspects, they've done really good with it. I mean, people are gonna gripe that it doesn't have a campaign, but I reminisce to one of my favorite games of this console gen in that realm, and that's Titanfall.
Yes,
So, and that didn't have, okay, and
you're
so,
right. You're right.
and the multiplayer they've done great with, and so as long as you nail that multiplayer and that nostalgic feel and transport me to those areas, I'm a lover for it. And at the price that it is now for like 20 some bucks, come on, people! I'm like, you can't beat that kind of deal. I think I saw it was like what $29 or something like that, and then the digital deluxe is 35 or 40, and I'm like, you
Yeah,
really
if
can't.
they drop, now I'll say if they drop the price of the season pass, then I might get the season pass and try to really, catch up on it. Um, 'Cause you're right. I mean, Titanfall's a game that 2 years later still not only has legs as far as the desire to play it, but look at every game, every first-person shooter since has tried to be Titanfall. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, the moving away from that player campaign esque mode. Just well, I mean,
I,
in the
I meant gameplay wise. I meant
yeah, no,
wall jumping
yeah,
and
that stuff.
I'm just waiting for somebody to come up with mechs. Oh
Oh, good
yeah.
lord.
Oh, I know that. You know what? There is a somebody is getting ready to rip off Titanfall. It's Titanfall.
Uh huh.
Titanfall 2 is also coming out this year. So they have EA has all but confirmed. They confirmed in their financial call, which I did get a chance to listen to, that Titanfall will launch this fall. Titanfall 2, and it's going to launch in that same window as Battlefield 1, which they think will be perfectly fine. Um, so give me your thoughts on Titanfall 2. I mean, we've only seen right now a little like mini trailer of it, and our first gameplay look is going to come at EA Plays a couple days before E3.
With Titanfall 2, I mean, the short clip, the tease that we got. Yeah, I mean, I'm mad that they did that. I mean, it's like it's like giving me the just a little taste of the frosting to the cupcake, but not give me that dang cupcake. It's like you can't do that to a fat boy over here. Um, but I mean, I love the fact that we are getting another Titanfall. I'm really hoping that they expand it this time uh, to an actual single player campaign. I think people would clamor for that, and they would absolutely love that whole fact, that whole genre. But also, when you just saw that sword go boom, and I was just like, "Yep, stuff's about to go down. Gonna be some stuff up around here. It's just about to get crazy up in there." So, I mean, I'm ready to get in and pilot. So, uh, they got me excited. So, I'll definitely be on board. I can't. I mean, I'll be buying both. So, Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1. So, um,
Yeah. I have one question, and I want to make sure that this doesn't, that it is an honest, serious question, and you know, not Battlefront. I'm sorry, Titanfall. A lot of was made from Respawn. And I remember this entire blog post on Respawn's website about how Titanfall really couldn't be made without Xbox Live, and obviously they meant the Azure servers and things like that.
mm,
So what is going multi-platform going to do for that online component? Because the one thing about Titanfall was that hot online component was dead on from launch, which you don't see every day. It was spot on. I mean, I've never in my life had a problem online with Titanfall.
well,
Um,
that's. I mean, just the obvious. I mean, they're going to do the best that they can with Sony's servers, which are, you know, a lot of issues. We know that, hands down, it has its issues. The stability factor and everything else that's incorporated. But if you go back to key components that Phil Spencer said, game developers are more than welcome to use our platforms to host their games for other systems. Look that up. Read that
Absolutely.
technology.
Yep, yep.
That technology point, meaning they could still use that technology and host it. So it's the intermediacy. So you're connecting from one to the next, but you're not going into Xbox Live realm. You're just connecting to that platform. So I think that's the only saving grace. That would be the best option, but costs and whatever time saving, I I honestly don't think it's going to be the best experience on the other end. So, I mean, we know how Xbox will work for its platform. I think they will stick right down that middle. They'll stick with that formula that works. But when you add those other ends, they're going to have to work really closely.
Hmm. So you're thinking that um, the Xbox version will continue to use the Azure system, and Sony's will use their system, and they'll stay separate.
Yep.
All right, I hadn't thought about that because that is something that I that could work. That
It's a viable option. And I mean, second of all, maybe they know something we don't. Maybe stuff that's coming out, new hardware, different stuff that might be able to take advantage of different capabilities. So
trying to leak something on my podcast there.
no, no,
Ben?
I'm just saying.
You trying to shuffle a little insider information?
I'm just saying. Everything's possible. Speculate gate. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Which, by the way, is rampant yet again because EA also, by the way, said while they don't know anything publicly, which I find to be a um,
When you're
let
personal friends with the, come
yeah,
on, come
yeah,
on, seriously. Yeah,
somebody
we
knows
didn't have a
something.
conversation at the
Yeah,
bar.
somebody knows something. I'm sure uh, that you know because I don't know if you've heard. There's rumors that Nintendo and Sony are going to show off their stuff at Tokyo Game Show, and apparently the Neo is going to launch in October. So I mean, there's still all this crazy, crazy speculation going on.
Yeah.
Uh,
If
you know,
you're wondering what I'm eating, people, I got a text message. It is Jerky XP.
wait. I'm sorry. I laughed in the middle of it. Is jerky? You're, there's an actual game controller on the package. Do that. Show that. Hold that up again.
Yeah, it's Jerky XP. He's all over. Oh, there you go.
I see it.
Yep. So,
That's great.
it's great stuff.
Ugh. All right. So what else did EA say? So EA also now remember Visceral is also developing a Star Wars game that is probably going to be a little different. Of course, it's going to be different than Battlefront, but they are still on track for that game. That game will come out in 2018. I'm wondering. I mean, at some point, someone's going to have to make a Rogue One game. Perhaps that may be the direction they go in for Visceral's game. Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be great because I'm about to get a lot of flack in the realm. But next to Old Republic, my favorite game in the Star Wars realm is Bounty Hunter. I loved Bounty Hunter.
Bounty Hunter was good.
I really loved Bounty Hunter. And I mean, Rogue One getting me excited for that spinoff, and concentration on something else, from the main line. So that gets me all excited, because it's not always, I don't want to play just Darth Vader. I don't want to play Luke Skywalker. Those are great. That's wonderful. But I like those niche pieces in the universe that expand it even more.
Well, that's why I was happy when Force Unleashed and Force Unleashed 2 became backward compatible, and then Microsoft sold them for $5 a piece. I snapped that up because I really enjoyed. See, I'm with you. I like those stories. I like Star Killer. I like Jedi Outcast and Jedi Knight, the Dark Forces series.
Yep.
I like those. I really liked Republic Commando.
Yeah, that was really good. I love those. Those were really good. That actually had some amazing visuals back in the day too. I
It
remember
did.
that. I was really surprised. I'm like, wow, it's just beautiful. So yeah,
And I hold on to that game because while there's no OG Xbox backward compatibility for the Xbox One, there is for the Xbox 360, and that is a backward compatible game on the 360. So I still go back and play it now and again, just to just
Right.
because. If I could, I would go back and play. What was the one that came out for the OG Xbox? The Obi-Wan game. I forgot what it was called. I have it. It's in a box somewhere.
Oh, I remember that one now. Now
The
you're gonna.
It was based on Episode One, basically. And then I have because I also have Jedi Power Battles for the Dreamcast.
It was Star Wars Obi-Wan.
Yep.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah,
So,
they had so many good games. I mean, did you? I was trying to think. There was a good sale on them on the May 4th sale. May the Force be with you sale.
yeah,
I
and that's
remember
why.
because, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I said I got Force Unleashed 1 and 2 for basically $10 for the pair.
And see, I was lucky. I had bought those digitally way back in the day, so I was happy to see that they were in my queue ready to be downloaded. So, man, that backlog is getting atrocious right now.
I know. Oh my goodness. Uh, Trust me, I'm with you. That is there's so much to play. And we're gonna. I want to know what We're gonna find out what we're playing and all that soon. Frankie says I'm home. I'm home in 5, so he'll be on in like 5 or 10 minutes. Please don't speed. Don't get a speeding ticket, Frankie. No, I love those guys. The short pause guys are really great. And God, I get it's really funny because having guests on is really nice because
Oh yeah.
I like to get different perspectives. And a lot of people are kind of it just it's nice to be able to have a stable of people that can just come on and talk. So so yeah, I'm looking forward to having Frankie come in a couple minutes too to join us. So and the man as we're talking about Star Wars, the chat room is going crazy. Another Knights of the Old Republic. I would like to see. I tell you, I would like to see a console port of the last PC game. What was it called? It's
I know what you're talking about because
and it became free to play. Um, come on, chat room, don't fail me now. What was it? Oh, but anyway, that game would be great. Um, bring back. What was the game for the Nintendo 64? Shadow of the Empire. Bring back a Shadows of the Empire. I mean, good grief. They could tap into so much, especially now that Disney has LucasArts.
right.
They could do so much, and they could do so much in that expanded world if they wanted to.
Well, to be honest, I mean, the fan base is so they have such a fanboyism to it. Now that Lucas is not in charge of the whole realm, because he basically, unlike the Lord of the Rings series, where they were like, "Oh yeah, we want the fans. What's your input? I'll try to help you." George Lucas is like, "Screw you! I'm doing whatever I want. I don't want you making fan made this. I don't want you this." But now that Disney's have it, you're seeing people pop up, the kids that are remaking Knights of the Old Republic, doing a free remake for it and going to offer it to the publishers and say, "Hey, we've already done all the work. Release it to the public." You know, um, Now that Lucas is out of the way, I think we're going to see a lot more innovation, appeases to the masses and everything else if the drive is there. I mean, if the movie was any indication that Star Wars fans are hungry for new content and just content in general, I mean, it's a no-brainer in my opinion from the marketing and business aspect. You have the game, drop, a little bit of money into the rights and advertising stuff and give the fans what the hell they want. Sorry, my French, but dang, you know.
Well, I tell you, you want to know. It's funny how many adults I know that watch Rebels. How many of my adult friends that are near my age that watch Rebels? a
Yeah,
freaking cartoon.
I like
Uh,
it. It's
I
great.
know it is that season finale that they with Vader and what's her name, and they
Yeah.
Ahsoka, and they're battling it out, and then they just pan the camera out, and you have no idea what happened between them. Oh my god! So, oh, Jay Williams has entered the chat room. What's up, Jay? Jay Williams, of course, responsible for the awesome logos and graphics and intros that you now see in our videos and what you saw in the beginning of the podcast. I know I keep thanking him, and it's like I feel like it's not enough because he's literally changed the look of next level gaming, and it's so wonderful. So um, Jay, welcome in. Good to have you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, 1,000 thank you times. Okay, so I'm trying to think what else EA uh, has coming up. Mass Effect Andromeda is now fiscal year 2017, quarter four. So that is coming late next year. I'm wondering if we're going to see anything at EA Play.
Teaser.
Yeah, I'm
Teaser.
thinking that. But
That's it.
we saw the teaser though, didn't we?
It's going to be expanded. I'm telling you, they're going to give you some little, here's the frostbite. Something I don't know. It's like, just something to hold people over, like with Jamie.
I know that poor guy. I haven't
Every
even.
day.
I have. I have not. I am surprised that he has not gone into a rage.
I'm waiting for it.
I'm
I'm
waiting
waiting
for it
for it.
too. I'm waiting for that GIF. That one where it's a nuclear explosion.
Him and a strongbow going on a rampage. That's
Going on
it.
a rampage over Mass Effect Andromeda. That in and of itself would be
Worth
worthy of just
admission.
yes.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I'm like I said, I believe that's everything. Oh, well, of course, Battlefield 1. So we talked about it last week when I had Enrique and Classy Gamer Gal's own Mamacita on. But you're a military guy,
Mm-hmm.
so obviously I want to get your thoughts on Battlefield 1 and going back. Not just to World War II, but going back to World War One and mounted horses and tanks and stuff like that. Are you getting stoked for this game?
Bro, if I could do it, I would get in my fatigues right now and I'd be sitting here like I see those memes. I'm like, let's go. I'm ready. I am so ready for Battlefield 1. I mean, people are like, oh, that's, just using the engine schematics and all that. I'm going to tell you what. You get me back into those trenches, back into just that dirty, gritty combat feel. My God, I'm just so excited. This, I grew up with that kind of style of game. When we played those old school shooters and that stuff. I don't want to have the 120 clip bullet magazine. Just no, I want to ka-ting, ka-ting. I want to feel that. Okay, I'm gonna make that shot count. Oh, there's mustard gas. I better hit the deck and start going. Gas, gas, gas. Get the mask on. Let's go. Oh crap, Red Baron's in effect, man. Oh, it's just
Well, I got your back there because,
oh
like
yeah,
Snoopy, I'm getting in that biplane, man. Dude, like I love air combat. So, like Ace Combat Games and Air Force Delta for the original. I think it was Dreamcast. Was Air Force Delta? Was Air Force Delta Dreamcast? Yes,
yeah.
it was the launch title. I mean, I love those games,
Mm.
but put me in put me in that. There was a series that LucasArts put out. Do you remember Secret Weapons of the Luftwaffe?
Why does that sound very familiar? That's the PC one, wasn't it? Was
Yes.
that? Yeah.
I
Okay.
was back in my PC days.
Yeah.
Um, that was one of my favorites, um, and because it went back in time, and it was a World War II sim, air combat. So you you were flying P-52 Mustangs, and you were going up against even beginning jets. So I
Yeah.
mean, it was great.
Yeah.
Here he is,
Did it work? Do I got all this right this time?
Frankie. Frankie
Good.
Allor from Short Pause Gaming. How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you guys?
Oh, good. I hope
Good. Good.
you did not speed to get home, right?
Can
No
neither confirm
tickets?
nor deny.
No red light camera tickets or anything like that. I love your I I do love your enthusiasm though.
Do what I can.
How you doing, Frankie?
Tired. Very tired. Been a long week, you know?
It has been, and yet still came on and are on. Ben's not coming on. He said you never notified him.
No,
Not
I
to
didn't.
throw
I
you.
thought you had. I wasn't. I was confused what was going on. I didn't have a free
I
moment
did
to
not
text him
even.
today,
You know
so.
what? I did. That is my Ben. If you are listening, that is my fault. I should have asked. I kind of thought you asked him.
I
That is.
usually do. It crossed my mind, but I just didn't have a free moment like before I got out of work to tell him. So.
All right. So, well, as you guys know, and of course, Jeff, this applies to you as well. All of you are pretty much like open invitation. All you have to do is say, "Hey, I'm free. I'm gonna jump in," and I will, hit you with the link. Like you guys you don't even have to wait for me to ask you. All you have to do is say, "Yeah, I'll be on."
Just
So
pop home and
just pop home and pop on. Like you guys there's strictly open invitation anytime.
VIP card. All right.
You do. And in fact, uh, Jeff, what you and I were talking about earlier, um, Maddie said in the chat room, I'm telling you, I was not kidding. They love the Doc cupcake.
And I love my Smarties.
Ah,
I love y'all.
that's all
Once
right.
I get my schedule, we'll sit down and figure something out.
All right. All right. I would that the what he's saying is the vibe. The vibe is really good, and it is because we all love games. Like Frankie, I remember the first time Frankie was on, and this is a story I like to tell because we've become pretty good, online friends. He was helping me out on a week that I was going to be on by myself. And I remember because he said this on Short Pause, because I listened to it afterwards. He said, I had never met this guy before, and I had no idea what it was going to be like. And and then we went 3 hours. And so
It's like, oh my god.
right, and so from there we started gaming together and doing other stuff and collaborating a little bit with Short Pause and developing a friendship with Frankie and Ben and all the guys over there and so it's just this is what culminates it. So we get all these guys that love to talk games, and you see by the chat room that they love it, and and they inside there. If you guys are, I like I said, I never get a chance um, to type as much in the chat room as I like, but I am looking at it, and it's such a great time in there. There's no shenanigans going on. Everybody's talking about games. It's beautiful. So it's a testament to guys like us that are trying to just bring a nice reasonable podcast to everybody, and we're really glad that everybody likes it. I'm so glad to have you guys on. So all right, enough of the mushy stuff.
what I missed? Say it when I got out of the car.
We were talking about Battlefield 1, and Jeff was like
About
getting
Star
ready to
Wars.
get up. We were talking about Star Wars, and then we were talking about Battlefield 1 because Jeff Jeff did not get a chance to talk about it. And you actually weren't here last week either when we talked about it versus Call of Duty. Now I want to kind of talk about Battlefield a little bit as the game, and Jeff was like rooting around his closet for his rifle.
Hey.
Well, he was getting ready to go right to war, and the game hasn't even come out yet.
Hey, can't help it. The game got me motivated. I was ready to take everything on.
I'm telling you, I did. Well, so when you were walking in, Frankie, what I was saying was he was talking about kind of the ground war stuff. I was talking about the air combat, and I brought up an old game, Secret Weapons of the Luftwaffe, which is an old LucasArts game about World War II air combat. So I'm looking forward to taking a biplane and gunning people down, and it's just, I can't wait.
Hey, it's going to be fun no matter what. I think it's a great direction for the game. I mean, we've seen Vietnam. We saw the Battlefield 1942, a little bit of the trench work with, just a couple key elements, basic, air combat back in the day with that bombing runs and everything else. But this one, I'm really excited to see everything that they've expanded upon, now to bring it back all into the fold that they've been able to do.
Well, and I like the fact that they're trying to take on a new era. I've only seen one Vietnam game, and that was at was it Shell Shock?
Yeah.
I liked it. It got panned, but I liked it.
Unfortunately, innovation and anything that goes against the norm within the gaming industry is going to get shanked and, dragged through the mud. So, because everyone opposes change, unfortunately. And that's something we as gamers have to address. We should embrace, innovate.
We should. So, Frankie, give me your take on Battlefield 1.
You mean the game, or do you mean this paid early access nonsense? Which one do you want?
Oh, well,
I have two
okay.
polar opposite opinions here. We're gonna talk about Battlefield 1 itself. I'm excited.
Okay, let's start there.
All right, awesome. We talked about it a little bit on our show too, but just like that time frame, all the different stuff you're going to be doing in it, it's going to feel like a different Battlefield game than you're probably used to. That's what I'm hoping, anyways. In the past, they've always, made games that, they try to stay true to the time. So you're going to use weapons that taken like the technology available at the time into consideration. So flying planes in this game, I'm not going to be expecting to be headshotting people on the ground and doing all this crazy stuff. This is these are the first time we're using bombing planes in a game, so it's going to be crazy, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
That whole thing, the whole biplane thing has just got me enraptured because I can't wait for it. There's somebody. Do we have birds going off in the background?
Wow, my mic is picking that up.
Mm-hmm.
They're right outside my window.
Jeez, Lord. It was like Mary Poppins coming in on your shoulder, man.
It's 8 o'clock here, and these birds will go until 3 in the morning. It's like complete polar opposite. They don't chirp all day long, and then it's nighttime. It's like, screw you, I'm going to keep you up at night, man.
Oh, my goodness. Matty Monk said Jeff's Jungle. Oh my goodness! So all right, so I wanna hear this other piece now. Frankie's got me. He's got my complete attention here. All right.
I don't understand, and this started with Gears of War 4, how if you buy this deluxe edition, you can get the game early. Now, I understand rewarding the people who want to pay for these more expensive editions, but ultimately, if you're buying Gears of War, I mean, if you're not me buying Gears of War, because I'm not going to be playing multiplayer. But like Battlefield 1, games like these you're buying for the competitive multiplayer, right? So
you are. I'm buying it for the campaign.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm getting Gears. I'm not buying Gears to play online again. The beta was enough for me.
Yes, I remember that experience.
Ooh, it was fun. Sarcasm. But like for me, Battlefield, Bad Company 2 is the first person shooter that I really got into. So I realize it's not a mainline Battlefield game, but I have this special tie to the Battlefield series because of that. So I'm gonna be playing that one online when it comes out. Now, my problem is I'm not spending $20 to get the game a couple days early because I think that's stupid. I do. I think it's a dumb trend. You know, you're essentially like, oh, well, you buy this more expensive edition, you get it early. Well, if you're pre-ordering the game in the first place, you're the person that wants to be there on day one, right? That's why you
Right.
pre-order a game, because you want to pick it up like the moment it's available. Why wouldn't you reward everybody who pre-orders the game? Why only the people getting this one stupid edition for $20 more?
It's and it's the same thing with Call of Duty and this and the remaster of 4 of Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
You have to buy the $70 version to get it. Well, I have two issues with that. Number one, that they're doing that, and number two is that's probably the reason that they're not making it backward compatible on the Xbox One, because they're trying to grab money, and I have an issue with that myself. And I'm sorry to sidetrack, but I also realized that I wanted to, and it's hard to ask this on social media without actually sounding like, or having people, make you sound like you're a console warrior or anything like that, which none of us here are. But what? But I wanted to. I mean, I have a legitimate question. I had a legitimate question as to why Grand Theft Auto has not been backward compatible on the Xbox One yet. You could buy them on PSN as remasters, and then I answered my own question. It's because these guys, it's easier for them to make money buying these games again rather than making them backward compatible. And I think I think that is a I think it's a I don't think that's a fair practice myself.
No, I get you. I've been very frustrated in some sense because Max Payne. Me and Max Payne. I understand it came out first in that realm, but come on, seriously, give some love. You can make it backwards compatible and still sell it. Do something.
And you make money off your back catalog that way, because people that don't have it, they're going to buy it on the online store.
Some of these that were BC that I'm like, I never really got to play that because I was deployed or I was here. I'm going to go ahead and buy that. I want to try that. Beyond Good and Evil, I never got to finish that. I got to play the demo of it or something like that a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And now I bought it and I loved it,
Yeah.
It's just like, it's that opportunity to be able to get to enjoy these great games. They still make a quid off it because you know what? They're not doing nothing. They just they authorized it. Now some I understand that decide to take money when they made the game for product placement, for licensing. They have to go back and redo some paperwork and get that licensing taken care of. I understand that. But these that didn't do that, appease the gamers. I mean, especially with this generation, the way we're moving, it's going to be a streaming digital world eventually. I'm sorry. People are, this physical space realm, you see it in the MPD. I am sorry to tell you, but those numbers are going to gradually just keep dropping on the physical sales.
That brings up an interesting thing. Well, okay, well...
Do you want a treat? My wife just brought me in some goodies. I'll share.
What? Oh my gosh! Wow. So okay. So Frankie, there is a way to get around that kind of stuff if you are a retailer, and that is to sell digital codes. Right?
Sure.
Now I get the issue that comes up, and I know this is why retail shops. I'm not going to name any specific retail shops because um, we may there may be conflicts of interests going on at the moment, but
I'm
but
just saying.
well, but there is the whole premise behind staying physical is used games, right?
No, because they look great on a shelf.
I can't help it.
Okay.
I get him.
Look
I
at that.
get.
Just look at that.
But that is, hold on, let me click on that because that is a beautiful collection. I have no doubt that is a beautiful collection. I only see 4
Blue.
Xbox. That's
I
a
went
lot
digital.
of blue.
We're digital there.
Okay, I know.
I've been whittling down.
I'm teasing. I love that Garden Warfare poster, by the way.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
Yes,
It's my
I gotta
favorite.
get I need to get some poster. I gotta get some of those poster frames to hang up my Sea of Thieves posters that I got.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
I won those. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I so want it, but I guess I'm gonna just have to draw it and hang it up. Like, yeah, there we go.
and for De Niro in the chat room, yes, they have beards, but I have the tea.
I'm going with the. If you guys all didn't see this week and followed my thing, I was going for growing out the long hair. I'm hoping to get it nice and long and flowing. You know, just trying to get with this. I'm gonna start wearing some Jerusalem garb kind of outfit. That's what the hell is it? Someone cropped me into Jesus's photo. So I was like, what the heck, people?
Well, look, for full disclaimer, this is about the most hair I usually have. My wife forces me to shave it. And the realistic thing is, it used to be just the stash. My wife, here was the ultimatum. I either shave the mustache off, which will then make me look like a child, or I grow the goatee around it, and then she would accept me into the house again. So I could not simply just keep my Magnum PI mustache. I had to grow the goatee to go along with it.
Mike, I gotta ask, are you in the basement?
I am in a basement.
Is there a freezer with popsicles around there?
No.
Okay, just
Why?
wondering.
Wait, what are you looking at?
If you ever heard of Family Guy. The Family Guy.
Oh, right. There you go. De Niro rocks the tea too. And yes, Maddie. Some people might have called it the prawn stash, but I like to go with I like to go with Magnum PI.
That's great.
Yeah.
I got to give a shout out to De Niro. So happy for him this week. Brother, I'm headed to the post office tomorrow to send out these bad boys to you. Just so you know they're coming.
Dude! De Niro won those.
Yes.
Dude, you are the man. This is the stuff. This is what I'm talking about with Jeff. This is the stuff.
There's another contest for another one going on, but you get to choose a new shirt that De Niro designed.
Mitchell. Oh, Mitchell. It's a dirty Oh. All right, we got way off the rails here. Holy crap, what happened?
That's greatness.
That is greatness. This is what happens. So back to Battlefield real quick. So the point I was getting at was I agree with you on that, Frankie, is that I think you need to open that up for all. Now, I don't think I would include EA Access with that, right? I mean, you pay for that as a service. You get that as part of the service.
Well, yeah, I mean, if that's your perk for a digital service, and it's digital.
Yeah.
Digital, for me personally, I need a reason to go digital. being able to preload and play at midnight, that's not doing it for me. If I can go to a midnight release, I like mingling with other gamers at the stores, so that's my thing. But if I could preload and start playing early and save a couple dollars buying it digitally, oh yeah, absolutely, I'll start buying more games digitally. But until that becomes a thing, it's the main thing that annoys me is I'm still paying full price for a digital game when I'm cutting out the manufacturer. No one's making a disc. I'm cutting out a retail store because I'm buying it straight from Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo. So why can't I save all this money that I'm saving them?
I see, and that's a question that nobody's ever come up with a great answer for. But you're right. It costs money to produce that stuff, but it doesn't cost that money. I mean, you could say that it costs server space to hold the install, but yeah.
It's the store fee. You know exactly what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
they're charging for that convenience fee for the automatic download and everything else for it, but they're still they're getting their cut. Microsoft's getting a bigger chunk out of that cut than, if say you put it in the retail space. And unfortunately, when it's in the retail space, it's not guaranteed because it's back stock. You're not getting that money until it's sold. Which, I don't know. This generation, I mean, I can count how many Xbox games I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I've got 5 hard copy Xbox One games. I've got 4 hard copy PS4 games, and I've got 263 digital Xbox One games. It's like I've moved the whole transition just because I move so much. Like I'm going traveling places, and I can take the console with me and just that. That's easier for me. I would love to have a beautiful wall with just thousands of games just lined on it, but it's not reasonable for me.
So, Frankie, let me ask you this, and because I know what you do for a living, I would have been a lot more into physical buying with that original plan, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The reason that I am digital, with some exceptions, is because of the convenience. And I'll give you a great example. So today I put a new PC upstairs in my upstairs, replacing an older machine, and it's strong. I mean, it's not a gaming rig per se, but it's got an i5 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, it's got an Intel HD 4600 graphics GPU. It's got multiple HDMI out, USB 3.0, yada yada yada. So I was like, hey, I'm going to put this in. Let me check out the Xbox One Windows 10 app, and let me check out PS4 Remote Play. And what I found was that particular PC can stream both the Xbox and PS4 at their highest settings, which also gives you 60 frames per second on both consoles. And so I played Killer Instinct for an hour upstairs.
Uh-huh.
And then I looked up and I'm like, wait a minute. Right next to my computer at my computer desk is this beautiful HD TV, and I just happened to have an HDMI spot open. So I ran downstairs, and luckily I had an HDMI cable. I hooked it up, and I tweeted a picture of it out earlier. Here I am. And the controller, I have an old Xbox 360 wired controller. The length goes to the couch. So here I am with my son sitting there in awe that I'm streaming Killer Instinct from my Xbox downstairs up to this TV, and it's perfect. There's no lag. I'm playing it as well as I play it downstairs. And then I can switch to Dark Souls 3. I can switch to Forza Horizon. I know. Trust me, I'm getting there, Frankie. I can switch to I played The Crew for a little bit.
I'm just happy to hear somebody else playing Killer Instinct.
I tell you, I can't believe I did not play that game. I cannot believe until it became free with Games of Gold. Because I haven't been a fighter game guy for a while, but Killer Instinct is oh my god.
We have
the new update's awesome.
Yeah. Oh
we
yeah.
have we have we have like a top 10 list we do for the consoles that we update every year on the site. And ever since I've joined the site, I've been volleying to get Killer Instinct on that list. The other person who does it list with me up until Bender got one was Felsing, and he's not budging on getting a fighting game on there. So
Well, I think he's in the chat room, so
yeah, I
there's
saw
your
him
chance
in
to
there.
pitch him again. We got to get Felsing on this podcast.
Oh, he's trapped at work.
Oh,
He's got crappy hours during the week anymore, so it's hard to
he said
we have
no.
we have to
effing
track him
way.
down. Yeah,
He
exactly.
said no effing way.
Exactly. He just doesn't know what's good, you know?
So
It's such a good game. It's got the greatest soundtrack.
hold on, wait a minute. Jeff's just chomping away.
I got a Suzy Q. What's up?
Oh my god!
They still make those?
All
They
I've got is sparkling water.
Well, cheers, Red Solo Cup.
Red Solo Cup. All right. So anyway, I lost my train of thought. Oh my god, we have lost control. So my point is that I'm upstairs streaming this stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, this new PC is great. If I was not digital, I'd have to run downstairs, swap discs, run back upstairs, run downstairs, swap discs, run back upstairs. That's one of the big reasons that I go digital. Plus the ability to just swap game, move to this, move to that, and so on.
You know what's been kind of cool for me is starting off physical, like getting Halo 5 and Gears of War and Quantum Break is I had them installed from the disc already, but the second you buy them digital, you don't have to re-download anything. You just no longer need to pop a disc in. You're good to go. I love that.
And that would have been what we could have done from the start. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Just saying. Before temper tantrums happened, that would have been the way to go. And you know what? I would have continued to buy discs because I would have wanted to get some of those game some of those sales and things that happen on physical games. Like Doom was on sale on Amazon for like $44 today or something like that.
Yep.
But I'm not buying it because I want it digitally.
Buy Doom.
So I know. So okay, so let's do this. I think I covered. So with digital, this is the last piece on EA. EA is saying that digital has become. Now I'm talking overall digital, not just game sales, but you talk about the soccer packs and all that stuff. Has become 55% of their revenue. 55% of their revenue is now digital. They say that 30% of their game sales are digital, and apparently, if I read it correctly, Madden had a 50% digital sale rate.
I'm guilty.
That is insane. Now, I don't know if EA Access plays into a part of that because you get a discount if you buy it digitally. For me, my whole thing with EA Access is now I can just wait because unless like Battlefield, I'm getting Battlefield 1. Probably, I'll do the EA Access trial.
Day -3 or day 1?
Well, it'll be day negative 10 hours, and then I'll buy it because I have to have that. It's just Maddie is just cracking me up. I'm trying to keep a straight face, and I can't. If I do that, I'm gonna have to turn off the chat room because that 55% of Hostess revenue is coming from Doc.
Resurrecting them from the dead.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, that is growing, and you mentioned something about MPDs. I don't like to talk about MPDs on the show or in Next Level Gaming at all, but I do a little later want to go through the game part because I don't give a crap about the console sale part, but the game part was kind of interesting this month. So that was EA. UbiSoft also put out numbers this week, and they are also doing extremely well. And I'm actually glad because I like Ubisoft. They've got great games. I know that they've had some trouble with their Assassin's Creed series, but on the whole, um, I think that I like their games, and so they've got coming out this year Ghost Recon, For Honor, and apparently a game that they're going to announce at E3.
Watch Dogs 2.
Watch Dogs 2 is coming, and so you whispered that, Frankie. Did you like the first Watch Dogs?
I never finished it.
I did.
I never finished it. I got probably 70% into it, and then I was like, okay, I got too much other stuff.
I finished the first mission, I think. It's not because I didn't like it. It's just when it came out, I was super hyped about that game. That was when it was initially supposed to come out. That was my here's the next generation of consoles. Hell yeah, let's go with Watch Dogs. And then it got delayed. And when it came out, I was in the middle of Wolfenstein, which is a fantastic game.
Yes.
And I just never got back to Watch Dogs. So I actually started it back in January, I think. It was earlier this year.
Like this January? Like 2015?
Yeah. Like I just started Watch Dogs earlier this year, and been a lot of other stuff going on, so I set it down and forgot about it again.
Okay. I actually beat the game. I mean, I beat the story. I didn't get all the the achievements. I'm not exactly I'm not the beard, but I did get all the way through the story. I enjoyed it. A couple guys in the chat room also said they had finished the main missions. I liked it. I think what they could do with part 2, they've got a lot to expand on. I liked the in and out multiplayer. I thought that added an element without it being like this competitive FPS style. You gotta get into a lobby and blah blah blah. I kind of liked that. Let me just intrude on this guy's game real quick, try to get him, and then I'll go back to my game. I like that. It's kind of like what they've done with the Crew, where you can just jump in and out of things. The Crew, another good Ubisoft game. When that game went on sale, the Wild Run, it was $20 for like 2 or 3 days. I grabbed that, and you grabbed it too, Frankie. We have got you and I still have to get into that together. I actually was the second game I played after Killer Instinct. I will go and play the Crew for 30, 40 minutes just to drive around. That's why I say Ubisoft, I'm glad they're doing well, because these are the kind of games, they fly under the radar because it's not Assassin's Creed, it's not Splinter Cell, it's not Rainbow Six. But these smaller games that they do, like the Crew, very underrated.
Yeah, they've also got like that Valiant Hearts game.
Yes.
The 2 Rayman games recently have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have Child of the Light too, right? That was them.
That was them.
Yeah. So
They're on fire right now. I'm excited. I mean, I don't know what else to say, because they actually were the ones that got me interested in this generation. So, Division, anyone?
The Division.
Isn't that still in beta?
Well,
are they doing a year 2 yet?
They changed it drastically from their open reveal, and I mean, I understand, that's always going to happen, but when it was first revealed, that was just kind of like, I was like, wow, that's awesome. Just the thoughts and ideas of it. I wish it could have came to full fruition, sorry.
Fruition.
I'm thinking multiple words.
It's all that Hostess you're eating.
Yeah, all that sugar rush. But no, they went back. Sorry about that. They went back to other aspects of it, and I understand there's cutbacks, but I think they're finally addressing their engine issue. So they're starting to pump out really good titles now this generation.
Well, I mean, let's talk about the Division for a second because Ubisoft cornerstoned their latest financial statement around the Division, Far Cry Primal, and Rainbow Six Siege. And the Division has 9.5 million registered players, and if they're telling the truth, they say they have a 91% return rate. And
Yep.
I still know people who are playing that game. One of my friends just bought it himself. He's up to level 10, and I told him I'd drag him through a little bit. And I know Jay Williams asked to play that a little bit, so I'm still playing it. The only thing that stopped me right now from playing the Division is Uncharted, but I enjoy the Division. I have enjoyed it. I don't get into this, oh my god, it doesn't have all this content and there's this. I've just liked going around and trying to get all the side missions and all that stuff done. And I think it's been one of those games that I've enjoyed with groups more than any other game so far. Like I've loved going in Halo 5 and doing the campaign co-op with people, and I ran through the campaign co-op with Halo Master Chief Collection, and I like that kind of stuff. I'm going to be into the co-op stuff for Gears of War 4. That's great, but I don't think I've had as good a time playing with friends than I have in the Division.
Yeah. I don't know what your thoughts on it, Frankie, is, but I mean, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I took a step back towards here at the end of the school year so I could knock out finals and everything else, but I really liked it. Great social interaction and everything else. Actually, I played a lot of time with my brother on there, so that was like the most we played in like 2 years together, but that game really got us a lot of hours, just being able to do different things. The detail really... Well, I was like, wow, you remember seeing that? Yeah, that's really there. Wow, they did a really good job at capturing that, So, yeah.
I was afraid to get into that one after Destiny, so I actually let my copy out like the day after I got it. So.
Okay. Well, and for us, Jeff, that 1.2 update, that new patch is going to have, some better loot. Apparently they're doing a new Dark Zone bracket too.
That'll be good.
Like if you, for people with, I don't know how that you can amass a Dark Zone rank of 201, but apparently that's going to be for that.
Good God.
Yeah. They say the team has stated PvE is going to receive a lot of love, and so yes, because I'm not a PvP guy, so Dark Zone. The Dark Zone is cool, but I don't go in there expecting to go PvP.
Right.
If they can do more PvE stuff, I'm happy with that.
Yeah. I mean, that'll further the fan base, and I think they understand what they have on their hands, so they know, they've seen what Destiny did and the pitfall that kind of happened and the fallout from it. So they're trying to address it right up front and go at it instead of these 7-8 months. Here's an update. 7-8 months. Here's an update. So they're trying to address it in a better manner, I think.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. And apparently 9.5 million other people do too, or something like that.
Yep.
So, and Far Cry Primal, I mean, even that sold 3 million copies, and people were dogging that for being just another Far Cry in the olden days. So, but that's done very well. It's gotten very good reviews. For Honor, I'd like to see more on. We got that glimpse of it at E3 last year, but I'd like to see where they are with that. And then they have an unannounced AAA title that they're bringing out, which if it's Splinter Cell, I'm just gonna have to stop all my other gaming.
Well.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, Frankie with insider information.
No, I got nothing. I just.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like the last one, but I thought it was okay. What a little bit I played of it. I got really hooked on that Spies vs. Mercs.
He's got the original in his hands right there.
I have an HD remastered collection somewhere. Does that count?
What was the last one? Was
Blacklist.
Blacklist.
Yeah, that was.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
You got to get back to the series of the root. Yeah, the root of the series. Better storyline, I think. I know I'll keep this friendly and clean, but I think the writer was at a hookah bar and something got mixed up in the hookah. And he's like, yeah, this is going to be good. So, I don't know. That's my personal opinion because, I mean, I'm a huge thing. I mean, growing up as Nintendo fans originally, as childhood gamers and different things.
Well, you guys.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You guys. But the storylines, quality story games when stories are like, oh, wow, that's a really big important point to the game. And so that's one of the big things I look for in games when I go for those kind of experiences. And it's like, wow, I want the story to hit me and I want to feel connected to that character. So that's my biggest thing about games. That's, some of those when they do it, I'm kind of like, what was that guy thinking when he wrote this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, and I forgot, South Park, Fractured But Whole, is also coming out.
Yeah, that will just sell because it's South Park.
That's right. Just to have a South Park game.
I mean, now that they're good, right?
Well, yeah. Well, okay. Wait a minute.
Stick of Truth was great.
Stick of Truth was great. I remember Chef's Love Shack for the Dreamcast. It was awesome. It was a great party game. Any of you play that? It was like a game show.
Yeah, I was trying to think. What was that on? That was.
It was on Dreamcast.
There was South Park.
Yeah, it was the Dreamcast. Okay, I was like, yeah, that was crazy.
It was basically a game show, and it was for 4 players. And I used to have friends come over. We used to play that for like hours.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you. This was Chef's Love Shack. It had stuff like this.
Ah.
And then you had like mini games and stuff you could play. It was really cool. I also had South Park Rally, which wasn't that great, but it was a South Park, racing game. But yeah, Stick of Truth was really good, and now Fractured But Whole looks really good. So, looking forward to that.
That'll be an interesting one at E3.
I'm hoping. Well, especially if you have Aisha Taylor back to do the.
Now that I'm into Archer, I have a whole new appreciation for her.
Right.
I'd never seen Archer or really even knew who she was, and she really annoyed me. But now that I've seen Archer, and I don't know, now I'm just like, all right, yeah, I like her.
Well, what's really funny? You go from Archer to then Criminal Minds, because she joined the Criminal Minds crew. So she's gone from one extreme to the other. Yeah, I know. I said the same thing. I'm like, wait a minute, what is she doing on a drama? I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Criminal
What are
Minds.
we talking about?
Criminal Minds is not going to be the same without Shamar Moore on it anyway. So, and now they got the new one, Beyond Borders, with my man Gary Sinise. Don't know how long that's going to last. So, and they're moving Supergirl to CW.
Thought they canceled it.
No, they renewed it, but they're moving it over to CW.
Crazy.
Yeah. They canceled every other show around it, but they've canceled so many shows this year, it's not even funny. I watched this show Castle with my wife, with Nathan Fillion, and which, by the way, Nathan Drake, Richard Castle, same guy. Just so you know. Yeah. So they let go the second. Yeah, they let go the other star of the show, and then yesterday decided, or 2 days ago decided, yeah, now we're just gonna cancel the whole show. So that's been canceled. No more Gallivant. Gallivant's not coming back for a third season. Damn it.
There was
Sorry,
a lot of good shows this year.
there were, and now there won't be. That's more time for gaming, though. That's more time for gaming. All right, so that's Ubisoft. So those were the two kind of big things. Frankie, before we move on to the last topic, I think if you did, I wanted to see if you had anything to say or insight about the Disney Infinity shutdown, Avalanche shutdown, or Project Spark shutdown. I'm gonna kind of give you a chance to chime in on that.
Not really. That's one money pit that I have avoided for the most part. So
So proud of you on that.
I fell into the Lego Dimensions pit hole, and that was an expensive fall. So
Yeah, my son has Lego Dimensions packs we haven't even opened yet.
GameStop has a sale on Saturday, and I'm gonna go because all the new ones that came out this week are on sale. So I'm gonna go grab Bane, Slimer. The level packs are on sale. I think I'm missing the Doctor Who one.
Oh, really?
So I gotta go and yeah.
Is that happening in Maryland stores too?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
right,
Saturday's gonna be Lego Dimensions Day. So
All right, I got to tell my friend Rob because we're actually going to see him and me and our two kids are going to go see Civil War tomorrow. So we may have to slide by GameStop on the way back.
Me too. I'm going.
Are you going to see it?
Yeah, 11:30 my time. So
3:30 our time. Have you seen it yet, Frankie?
no, I probably won't be able to see it till it comes out on Blu-ray.
I don't know.
Because Jen wants to watch all of the movies again.
Oh.
So yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon.
We did have to get caught up. So we watched last weekend. We watched Ant-Man, so we got caught.
It's a great movie.
That really was. I was not expecting. Honest to goodness, I was thinking, you know what? The last thing I saw Paul Rudd in was This Is 40. There's no way he could pull off a Marvel character, and sure as hell he did. I was pleasantly surprised with Ant-Man.
Yeah,
So,
I had no expectations going into that movie, and I think that helped a lot.
me too. I always felt the same way. I'm like, all right, this will be the one that isn't that great.
Yeah, but Jen still has to watch Winter Soldier, and there's been another one out since then she hasn't seen too.
You don't have to see Deadpool because that has nothing to do with it.
Oh, we already saw Deadpool.
That's Fox.
I love Deadpool. That was a great movie.
Deadpool was a great movie.
I gotta go pick it up tomorrow. Now I'm thinking about it. I forgot it was out this week, so I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta get that in Star Wars. So I just love that. So Fox didn't have enough budget to have more than one X-Men.
It's almost like the studio can't afford to have more than both of you here.
Right. That was one of my favorite lines. All right. So.
Yeah, no, I've avoided that pit hole, and I have a couple friends who got really into Infinity, especially 3.0. So when I had told him about this the other night, he was like, "No, they have all this stuff planned for the fall." I was like, "No, they're canceling it. Like after the Dory playset, they're done." He's like, "No, you're full of it. No, it's not true." So I had to go and like dig up a link somewhere to send it to him. So he, of course, comes into work the next day and he's like, "What are they thinking? Like they got all this Star Wars stuff planned and they're just not gonna do it now?" Like I guess it sounds like it's just not selling.
Yeah.
Then he mentioned they have like that is it Playmation? Is that the
Yeah, that was one of the I mentioned some knockoff stuff, and Playmation was one of them.
Yeah, he's made it sound like what he gathered. That's what was really sinking them is because nobody was buying that stuff. Which I don't know how accurate that is because I don't even know what it is. I've seen the figures, but I don't know what they're for. The figures look nice.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, and that's really kind of what really the only couple things we talked about, and then we got onto other stuff.
I am also excited about Titanfall 2, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
I'm getting there.
I did burn myself out on Titanfall, and just to give you an idea of where I'm at here, typically in a given week, if I'm lucky, I get maybe 6 hours in the game throughout the week. When Titanfall came out, I was on vacation that week, thankfully. And by at least a week after it was out, I was already 30 hours into that game. So just like that entire week, I just sat at home and literally
Played
hours
Titanfall.
and hours straight just played Titanfall to a point where I was like, okay, I'm good. But I still have Titanfall installed, so I do hop on there every couple couple months or so just to play a match.
Too. I do too. I will go on Titanfall every once in a while just to play. So. All right. Awesome. All right. So, as I had mentioned, NPD numbers I don't care about when it comes to most things, but I wanted to kind of talk about the games that were top sellers, the top 10 selling games this month, because a few of them are things that we're playing. So hopefully that lends into the what are we playing right now. The top game, much to many people's delight, of course, is Dark Souls 3.
Uh-huh.
Yes, which I once again would like to thank you, Frankie, for introducing me to and providing me with.
Are you sure you want to thank me for this?
I've seen the stream.
Yeah, those are great streams. I can't even put them into a YouTube video. That's how bad I am at it. My joke today was that it's a good thing Uncharted 4 came out, because otherwise I was running Dark Souls 3 over with my car.
Oh man, that's so bad.
I have never in my life had to actually convince people, yes, I really do play video games. I'm really not this bad at gaming. As I am playing Dark Souls 3.
Is it like 30,000 deaths someone said on your thing?
Something like that. Well, right, AKA Mike Dies a Lot is what Maddie said, which was actually the name of my when the Neo demo was out. That was the name of my video for that, Neo, AKA Mike Dies a Lot, because Neo was basically Dark Souls 3 with a 4-letter name. And yeah, I had some 4-letter names for Dark Souls 3 as well. So, but I will go back to it because I'm a glutton for punishment, number one, and number two, I'm not somebody. I'm an IT guy by by my day job. So allowing inanimate objects to beat me, it's not an option. So I will be getting back to Dark Souls 3 after I'm done with Uncharted. But I have been mocked, I have been laughed at, and I'm still standing.
Maddie,
Well, that's
also known
good.
as Mike Dies a Lot.
Yeah. In fact, I think at one point I said, I'm not even playing the game and I'm dying. Remember that, Frankie? Right.
It's an accurate statement.
Right. I'm on Twitter and I'm dying. Did you get
Just
into
like burned into your retinas. Just every time you blink, you just see you died.
You died, yes. Did you get into that game at all, Jeff?
No, I have Dark Souls 2 from back in the day, and I'm not into that whatever BDSM kind of thing. I don't like torture and that stuff, so I don't even care about dying all the lot and getting frustrated. I like to hold my controllers and keep them intact, because if I played that game, it'd probably be through the TV or the wall or something, probably. No. Just being honest.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I had to laugh a lot on my stream, because if I didn't laugh, other words would come out of my mouth.
Okay, I'm just going to point it out. when someone reported that a guy was like level 1, nothing, everything else, beat the whole game, I was like, why even try? I was like, I can't compete.
And you're the last person I would expect to see that.
Well, I mean, I love video games. I love all video games, but that one I loathe with great animosity and hatred.
Good Lord.
Just because it's just, I mean, come on, man. It's just like, it's just asking for punishment. It stirs up all the emotions I don't want stirred up. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to cuss. I don't want to yell. I don't want to break things. I want to have fun. I'm like, wee, I'm swinging on the rope. You know, I want to climb some ice. I want to shoot some people out of the foxhole. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. But Frankie, I know you like this game.
I love Dark Souls 3.
You were excited when I started playing it. You were like happy to give me the code for it. Like you were like, if I could do this for you, would you play it? I said, yeah. So,
I had access to the code, so that's why I was like, I don't know anybody who I could give this to. I had one coworker, and he wants to play it on PlayStation because he's been in those games since Demon's Souls, so, you know, for him, like, the Souls games are a PlayStation thing, so he has to play them on there. And, so I was like, well, Mike likes digital games. Maybe he'll take this. So, you know.
and I do appreciate it. I honest to God do. And some of that is why I'm still playing it too, is because I don't want to let you down.
I'm not gonna. I just wanted you to experience the game because this is my first.
I've experienced it.
This is my first Dark Souls game as well. I've dabbled with Bloodborne. I've dabbled with Dark Souls 2. I've never fully dove into them like I have Dark Souls 3. So, like, I'm just excited to see people playing it. You, our buddy on Twitter, Jamie's just started playing it. I just love all the people talking about Dark Souls because you get all these tips, you get all these different screenshots, you get to hear all these different strategies of what people did in these different areas. It's a fun time. It's a very community-driven thing, and I love it.
And you know what? That is actually true because every time I start to rage out on Twitter about it, John and Gabriel. Gabriel's response is just get good, but John will try to help me. John from Super Deforms Gamescast. He has tried to help me. He has said this is what you have to do. And a couple other people that I know I'm not remembering right off the top of my head, but I appreciate them too. A couple of people have said no, you gotta go this way. You gotta do this with it. You gotta do that with it. And so I would try those things, and I would die. And so, but I'm gonna once I'm done with Uncharted and other games, I'm gonna go back to it. I'll probably, now that I can stream upstairs, when I've got some time, I'll dive into it again and try to get a little farther than the second boss, which is where I'm stuck right now. That stupid ice boss, whatever his name is.
Vort.
Yes, and so I even went on and did the unthinkable. I went online and got some help, and I'm still having trouble. So, Vort can suck my. Well, anyway.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
That may be slightly spoilery. Do you have a certain item?
A certain item. I've picked up certain items.
It's something that is given to you for once you get through the gate.
Once I get through the gate. It's a good question.
Let me ask you this. The area where Vort is, did you go the other direction too? Because when you get to him, there's...
Oh, right. You've got the two...
Yeah.
I have not gone that other direction because, quite honestly, those guys kill me every time.
Yeah, don't... I killed one of them. Like, there's two. I ran through them.
No. There's 3.
No, there's 4.
Are there?
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw, you I hop down and
There's 3 patrolling, and there's
Right.
1 standing up on the side. You don't have to fight him, but the other 3 are patrolling. I thought there were.
because there's two that patrol back and forth in the main area.
Uh-huh.
And so I said, well, screw that. I'm going to go around. So I go up the steps, and there's the third guy.
Yeah, he's actually the easiest of them, so...
Yes, he is. And he's still...
Yeah, he still sucks, but kill him, and just keep making your way around, and time it so you can run inside while they're not there, and you're golden.
This is the
Sounds
game.
so
This is
easy.
the game. Right. This is the game, Jeff. This.
Get good.
Right. Get good and don't fight anybody.
Don't
If you
just
can
run.
run around all the enemies, that would. Who was it? Who was the, like you get to this point where there's this big fat guy walking around a pile of dead bodies, right?
Yeah.
And I must have gone after him 7, 8 times, and then finally someone said, "No, just run by him." So wait, you avoid fighting? Yeah, avoid it. And the guy said, avoid getting in combat as much as you can. Well, heck. And so, like there's this area where you walk by, and like 6 guys climb over a wall to attack you. Screw that, I run by them. I get attacked by one guy, and the rest of them don't know what's going on.
So it's a game of hide and seek then?
Yes, it is high. Is
No,
demon.
no, that's Alien Isolation. No.
Well,
You're right. No, this is the the walk of shame. This is the runaway of shame.
it's not though. This is
This is Monty Python's Dark Souls 3. Run away! Run away!
I actually lucked out killing that guy because
What, the big fat guy?
yeah, what happened to me was I was exploring somewhere and I happened to fall down this one area and I landed like on a ledge above where he is and I just burned him with cocktail bombs.
Oh, the fire bombs?
Yeah, because I had a
Alright.
bunch of those, so I just sat up there and threw him at him. He would run over like underneath me and get angry and then walk away. So by the time I was done burning him, he had a little bit of health left. So I ran down and smacked him a couple times, and he died. I was like, "You suck! I hate you." It's like I killed me like 8 times, and I was like, "I'm not going that way. There's no
Not-
reason."
Not the sharpest axe in the tool shed.
No.
Okay. So that's Dark Souls 3, a game of masochists.
I think they said they've shipped 3 million copies. If that gives you.
They have. It's sold well. It's their best-selling Dark Souls game yet, and so it's because there's a lot of people that like to slam their heads into walls and cut themselves,
Yeah.
and just they like to take matches and burn their hands.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, so how about we get to another game that was on that list, Ratchet and Clank. Now I have not gotten that game yet because I'm playing Uncharted. I only have so much money. So
Should have got Ratchet and Clank and Doom.
over Uncharted,
Yeah.
you do see what I've got, right? You do see my PS4, right?
Look, I'm a massive Uncharted fan. I would have gone with Doom.
Really?
I'm not even saying that because I hate Uncharted. It's nothing like that. It's
Really?
look, you're in a situation like me, I assume, where you don't have a lot of time to play games, right? When you sit down and play something that's a heavily story-driven game, you just want to sit down and play as much of it as possible.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is why I was so angry at losing my Quantum Break save game. Yeah. Yes.
Doom doesn't have like a strong story, and it's a lot of fun.
It never did.
Yeah, exactly. So
In fact,
Right.
what story? It was hey, there's a demon, shoot it.
yeah, well, now apparently it wants to be exactly like Dead Space. So whatever, that's cool with me. But
Okay.
Doom is awesome. So I personally would have gone with Doom. I'm crazy. I'm aware of that, but I know for me, like I would want the time to play Uncharted. It needs the time. like a
Well,
vacation.
I'm putting the time in. If this podcast wasn't going on, I would be streaming Chapter 6.
You could also be playing Doom.
I could. I could. Jeff, you playing Doom yet?
Nope, not getting it right now.
Not interested, or just not getting it right now?
Just not getting it right now with school and everything else. I mean, I've been playing the UC4 and the other games.
Okay.
Those
Uh,
other games. Battleborn?
No, Ratchet and Clank, Overwatch. Now I need to wait for Overwatch to come back.
Highest beta participation of any beta. It beat Battlefronts by what? Like 150,000 or something like that. Highest participation in a beta.
It's good. It's good. It's good. That's all I can say.
Yeah, those. We played Battleborn, Frankie and I, and Ben, and well, sort of Ben.
Nah, kind of.
Self
Actually,
named.
Bender was there with us. We
He
lost.
was with us in spirit, just in a different room.
No, we had Bender. We lost
We had
Ben
Bender.
and Brent.
Did we?
had Bender.
We
Yeah.
had Bender. Okay, so we
We had
lost
Bender.
Brent. I'm still getting used to who all those guys are.
You got two Bens, a Brent, and me.
And so, between that and Overwatch, I mean, I've got other things to play first. But, talk to me about, so Ratchet and Clank was the second highest selling game this in April. Deserving of so?
Probably. I
Okay.
think so. For a little bit I've played of it so far, it's a fun time. Jeff, what do you think, man? You're probably a little further than me.
I actually really enjoy it. I love Insomniac, just because of the creations, but I always like Ratchet and Clank. I mean, it was second on the chart on Sony's brands for me in terms of platformers. Jack and Dexter is my all-time favorite duo on them. I like the combo for some reason. It was just a little bit more interesting to me. But Ratchet and Clank, beautiful, just great mechanics, great price point, couldn't beat it, and I mean, it was just really really good. You couldn't have done a better job, I think, with it.
I'm hoping, so I'm hoping that very soon my local library will get it so I can play it. That or my GameFly subscription, when I decide to get it, I'll get it then.
You move down to Cleveland and I can be your local library.
This is true.
I'm going to point off to the side here. Pointing over here.
This is true. There's not a chance of my moving to Cleveland. But
Don't move to Cleveland. Do you want
I
to?
approve. Well, I wouldn't ask you to move to Baltimore either. Trust me.
I might
No.
consider that.
Or California.
That
Yeah.
sounds great.
Yeah.
Could be 8 o'clock.
Sunshine tax.
What, 9
All
o'clock?
good.
Wait,
Oh, we had a
9,
rain
10?
tax until our new governor came along and said that's ridiculous. We had a tax on rain, which is funny because we've had about 17 days straight of rain. So
What?
yes.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, and it rained. Yeah, it's been raining since Prince died.
What does that even mean?
Every time
What is a rate tax?
there is a tax. Well, there was. It was repealed. There's a tax on the amount of rainwater that fell on your property. I am not joking. I am dead serious. Would you like to know why Martin O'Malley got maybe 0.5% of the Democratic primary vote in any state? It's because everybody knew about the rain tax. He taxed the weather. Yes.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Neither
What?
did that is why we have a governor that has absolutely had no prior political experience and was a businessman, because people said, okay, we're tired of this now, and so yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. This is so stupid.
Thankfully, it's been repealed. Yeah, there are people in the chat
You
room
get
that actually
charged more if you have impervious surface square footage because it runs off. So you're going to get charged more for that because it's going elsewhere instead of your property as well too.
Yep.
What the?
Yeah. And what was great is in my backyard we have about 6 to 8 inches of dirt and then solid clay underneath for miles. So yeah, it was it is about as stupid as you guys think it is. So
I don't think stupid's the word I would go with. I don't think I'm allowed to say the word I would go with.
so thankfully that is a memory, distant memory now. So anyway, yeah, I know. Okay, so all right, so I can't come to Cleveland is the point. But hopefully I can get my hands on Ratchet and Clank very soon. I do want to play it. I'm a sucker for for the original, and I'm a sucker for third-person platformers. Also on that list, of course, is MLB The Show, which Jeff has put a lot of time into with his steroid. This steroid-driven character.
Gonna get banned at the end of the season.
Yes, if you have not watched the season, the Jeff MLB The Show videos, yeah, you want him tested for PEDs.
I just had a 6 home run game with like 9 RBIs, a grand slam, a triple double. It's all legit. I ain't juicing.
Not at all.
In your prime.
Yeah, well, I mean, you gotta understand. I really like MLB. I'm at 682 games so far played since it came out. So I might have a slight addiction to MLB.
Just a little.
So
you are going to be on the cover of next year's.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I really like it. It's fun. Probably one of the best ones they've made. Still some quirky mechanics, weird animations, like you blasted it out of the park, it's in the river, but yet you stop on first base and you turn and spin around. Weird stuff. I mean, just stuff like, what was that? I don't know.
Well, look, it's a testament to their. I don't know what they're officially called now, but back in the day, Sony's sports line they were called 989 Sports, and with the exception of their football series, their NFL series, which was laughably horrible, and they knew it. Their baseball games, even back then, were phenomenal. Their basketball games were really good. And in fact, I still have a great version of NBA 07 for my PSP that I break out every once in a while when I'm on the road. But the Sony's 989 Sports, I don't think they're still called that. I think they're called, probably just.
They're just Sony San Diego now.
Yeah, Sony San Diego.
Sony SIE San Diego Studios, which is just down the road.
Oh yeah, you're close by.
Go hop in on next year's cover photo shoot.
I'm telling you, they're gonna mocap you for next year.
They'll just be in the background like, yeah!
Well, here's the good thing. I know you probably saw on my tweet back then, but the VA is helping me. That they're gonna try to get me over to the studio and just kind of make connections and everything else, learn some of the inside stuff that they do. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome.
So
that's great, man.
God, I'm really excited.
I want to be like Jeff. I want to be Jeff.
No, don't be like Jeff. Look at me. Oh, actually, I do have hair.
Look at that! Look at that beard, though. Look at that beard.
I know, man. The two of you, you guys.
You got the whole thing.
Yeah, you guys with your epic hair.
Hey, when I got out, this was my first mission. I want to get that nice long and then nice full beard.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to my O's fans in the chat room. There's a couple of them in there. Dinero, hashtag be like Jeff. Oh man, it was funny. We had Mr. Zweistein in for like 20 seconds, but he lives in Germany, so it was 4 in the morning. So he's like, I can't hang. The other game, the other exclusive on that game, on that list was Quantum Break. Came in at number 6.
That's not true. Look at number 10. Look at number 10.
What was number 10?
Star
What was number
Fox
10?
Zero.
Was it really? Did I
It
miss
charted.
Star Fox Zero?
It charted.
It charted? It actually charted. I must have missed that.
I'm just convinced nobody bought games last month.
Well, the whole industry was down. Hardware was down 23%. Games month over month were down 15%, which is I know that Microsoft has said publicly that they're happy with Quantum Break, and I realize that they it's the best-selling new IP of this generation for them, and their pre-orders tracked above. But let's be realistic here. It's 6th place. It got beat by Minecraft. Now, I have railed against the lack of people buying Microsoft games now for well over a year, since the podcast started week before E3 last year. Now, you've got guys like myself, Jeff, and I know there are 3 or 4 other guys that I know that buy the Microsoft game. Well, you do. You do too, Frankie. You buy them. You support Microsoft and you support the first-party companies. I bought Quantum Break with I didn't read a review. I didn't watch a video. I bought it sight unseen because Remedy. I bought Halo 5, Halo Master Chief. I bought Forza Horizon.
Rise, Sunset Overdrive.
Right, Sunset Overdrive. For disclosure purposes, Rise was given to me, and Gears of War Ultimate Edition was given to me as a review, and so was Rare Replay. Rare Replay was given to me by Rare for review. Beyond that, I've bought everything else. I bought Ori. I bought some parts of Project Spark. I definitely bought the Conquer part of Project Spark. I mean, I'm spending money on those. And I do the same thing with some of the Sony exclusives I like. I was going to buy Uncharted 4. And to be honest, because I still have friends in the industry and I still, I've got people that I know in Naughty Dog. I could have gotten one to stream and review on the channel. I chose to buy it because I want to support the developer. I don't know what's going on with the Xbox community. There are approaching 12 million Xbox Ones in North America. So I'm not even talking about the world right now. I'm just talking about North America. It's still a very strong place for Xbox. The difference, I know that there's this giant gap between the PS4 and the Xbox One worldwide, but in America and Canada and Mexico, the whole North American territory, it's about 1 million. It's not as big as everybody thinks it is. Here, you have 12 million Xbox Ones. You can't tell me that even with digital sales, that Quantum Break couldn't crack 1/10 of that. It's a pattern. I think you guys I think we can finally all agree on that. It's a pattern. Sunset Overdrive. I don't even think Sunset Overdrive charted the month that it came out. I don't think it did.
It did come out at the end of the month. I remember that, and that was like the start of the fall onslaught of games. Like that was one of the busiest Octobers ever. So that one had some stiff competition at least.
Okay, I'll grant you that. But no legs whatsoever. They finally had to give it away for free.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 2, arguably one of the best racing games, driving games out there. Didn't even chart. Charted in Europe. Did very well in Europe. Over here, you know, I, we've talked about Halo 5. Halo 5 has done very well, 400 million plus, and they sell the hell out of those rec packs. I don't know if this is accurate. Something tells me I'm missing a zero somewhere, but I was on somewhere I had read that they were almost at $500 million in revenue on rec packs. I might be wrong on that, but that's your outlier. Gears did chart. I think it was a number 5 game in August, but that one didn't sell that well. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Quantum Break deserved more than it got this month.
I was infuriated with Quantum Break. Not Quantum Break, but the people are in my area who weren't buying it at retail. Now I understand people are going digital with this stuff because I ended up doing that. But we didn't. The store I go to, we didn't even do a midnight release for it because there were like 5 people who were buying it. That's it.
Yeah.
I was pissed, so I canceled my pre-order and I ended up just there we go.
Hold on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is. Jeff. I know you are a big fan of that game, and it is on my Game of the Year nominee list.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Yeah, I so love that game that now that they fixed the problem with the save game, I was originally going to go back and play it on easy until I got to the point where my game crashed. No, I'm going to go back when I've got time. I'm going to start it again on hard. I'm going to make my way through it again on hard. That's how much I like that game. And to see what I mean, there's no reason. I understand. Let me say it this way. Dark Souls is, that's a multi-plat game. I can understand that being the top game. I would understand Quantum Break not being the top game. Ratchet and Clank is a $40 game, has a pedigree. It has, it's a series.
It's got a fan base.
Got a fan base, absolutely. How Quantum Break wasn't the third game in that list, approaching 1 million copies sold. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Everybody talks about it, and it just, where's the evidence that people are actually buying these games? And it's a problem that Microsoft had. I don't know. I'm not sure what else they can do. This game was phenomenal. Yes, yes, Giant Bomb didn't like it. Okay, but that game, that game got a whole lot of 9s, a whole lot of 8.5s, and you don't hear about it because all people do is focus on the bad reviews, the 1 or 2 bad reviews, and nobody focuses on the 30 or 40 excellent reviews the game has gotten, and people aren't buying the game.
Short Paws gave it a good review.
Yes, Short Paws did.
That was cool because actually Bender, Brent, and I all went in on that review.
That was a great review. If you guys have not seen Short Paws' review on that, that was a great review. It was a really neat perspective, you guys, like a group review. I've never seen anything like it. It was really cool.
That's the second time we've ever done that. The first time we did it was with The Order. Oh, it's got the steel book. Look at that.
Look at that.
There's that one you guys like. Someone said they liked Rise. Yes, I love Rise. Not my day 1 edition because the dog ate it.
Rise still stands up too. It's one of the greatest. I tell you, Nice. Wait, what is that signed by anybody?
Sunset.
That's signed by the whole development team.
Phew.
So
I
Yeah.
have the Sunset Overdrive poster from a store. It looks great. I
Nice.
just gotta find space on my wall to put it up.
You know. Oh, there's Fizzy.
Oh, nice.
You know,
I love Sunset.
it was such
One
a
of my
great
top.
game. I played all the way through it. All the way through it. I don't get it. I don't understand. You know, you gotta. This is. I, putting aside the console stuff itself, there's still a giant install base. Buy the damn games. Quantum Break deserved better than what it's getting right now, and I'm hoping what happens is that it's getting legs. I'm hoping it's just going to kind of make its way through, and as people are getting through their backlogs, they're going to pick it up.
But you also have to see the growing trends also. I mean, people, you hone in, you're like, why aren't people buying games? You start to pull out and you see retail as a whole in the United States is down. Like, people at all the other stores, they're not buying as much right now. It's just the economy's off somehow right now. But you can see the unemployment and that stuff is just, it's not a good situation in a lot of things. I wonder if people are getting uneasy with stuff, if they're saving more, summer coming, I don't know.
Well, I guess one of the reasons that I'm hoping that the game has legs is I'm going to give Ratchet and Clank as my example. I had to make a choice, and Doom. I had to make a choice. It was either going to be Ratchet and Clank, Doom, or Uncharted. I couldn't get all three. I can't. So I chose Uncharted, which is going to be that game. That game's going to break. The game's going to break the month of May. I had to make a choice. So I'll get around to Doom, which is not going to be this month.
Fully understandable. I want to get it so bad. I want to get Doom. I'll get it eventually. Just, I've got E3 to pay for. So.
Very true. So but my issue with on the Xbox side is it is. I mean, do you guys agree with me? It's a trend.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the issue is, because it's not like these games are crap. Sunset Overdrive was such a good game. Forza Horizon 2 is such a good game. Like, okay, not everybody was into Scream Ride. I get that. It was a different kind of game aimed at a different. But who's not buying Rare Replay?
Crazy
who's
people?
not? Huh?
Crazy people?
Okay.
That was the best value I've ever seen.
I bought Scream Ride.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
I never played it, but I bought it.
Oh.
I actually just bought it again because it was on. There was that giant sale last week.
Yeah.
So I bought a digital copy of the Chief Collection, so I sold my disc. I grabbed the Zoo Tycoon and Scream Ride bundle.
Hey, I love Zoo Tycoon. I'm a day one Zoo Tycoon owner. I love the crap out of that game.
So are we.
You can hate me all you want.
Nope. my 11-year-old, man, he got to a point to where he was angry that there was a limit on the size of the zoo you could create.
Thank you. I was so mad. I'm like, come on, man. That's all I can do.
That's all you could do. So yeah, he loved that game. And that was one of the great games that had connect usability in it. You could feed the animals and water them and stuff like that. It was great.
Frontier did good.
Yeah.
I did Zoo Tycoon on the PC like decades ago. I had that when I was growing up. So that was a nostalgia purchase for me, just because new Zoo Tycoon, gotta get that. So.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of PC games that are that are older, that are coming to console, Star Trek Online's finally making it. At least it's gonna be free to play. We'll get a shot at it.
Speaking of free to play, did you play DC Universe yet?
Not yet. I have it downloaded.
You and Ben are together for that, because
Well, Jeff Beard he like mocks me every time. He's like, "Why don't you play games with me?" And I'm like, "Cause you guys go in." It was like in the Division. He was like, "Oh, so you don't want to play Division with me?" I said, "Okay, so I'll play." So by the time I got into the Division, him and like Ibarra and those guys that play, they're all on level 30. So I'm like, "Well, I can't play now." So I was like, "All right, I'll play DC Universe with you." He's already maxed his characters out. I'm like, "So what the hell good am I gonna do?" So I'll play Ben. Bender, if you're listening, man, I'll go in it on you. Of course, I got to finish Uncharted. So we'll
Okay,
we'll
I need to ask. This is bothering me. When did you stop calling it Uncharted? Did I miss something? You've been calling it Uncharted for a long time, and now
have I
you're
really?
yes.
I've
And
never
I always
noticed.
thought I didn't know if it was like Konami. I didn't know. I didn't want to ask anything.
Well,
But
no,
now I'm noticing you're saying Uncharted. I was like, when did you stop saying Uncharted? Did somebody correct him and I didn't see it?
I haven't even noticed.
I'm just curious.
Well, I don't call it Uncharted. I call it Dude Raider, but that's just
Well,
'cause-
Dude,
OG.
Raider. I love it. That's great.
It did borrow, but they are, all right. So to answer your question, I honestly don't know. I honestly don't. If I was calling it Uncharted, I have no idea. It must have been like I'm an old man, right? I'm 40. I'm in my 40s. You had to grant me some memory loss.
Yeah, I mean, you did say you had an Atari Jaguar, so I just assume you're crazy at this point. So
This is true. I did have one.
did
I did. I ended up trading it in, selling it to pay for my Xbox One because somebody actually wanted to buy it. So.
that's funny.
I
Why?
even had the CD. I had the Atari Jaguar CD too.
Did it work?
Oh, it did. Oh, at the
Those are
time,
notorious
at
for not
the
working.
at the time, it was great because it had when you played CDs on it, it had that screensaver, thing. Oh, those are the days. Tempest 2000, man. That was why I had that game. I had that console. Tempest 2000 and Alien vs Predator were the two reasons I had that console.
Yeah, the good Aliens vs Predator.
Yes, the good one. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. It's Uncharted. I can see the word. It's right there.
I was just curious. I didn't know if someone gave you a hard time or not, or
No, nobody has said. If I have been calling it Uncharted all this time, nobody has said a word to me. So
I know the one time I heard it, I was like, nah, I'm just gonna let it go. I don't care. Not gonna correct him.
you should have.
No,
Okay.
much better let it go.
Oh, thanks. And let the guy.
Well, obviously it didn't matter. No one else
No
said
one else
anything.
must have noticed of it. So okay. So anyway, Uncharted. And now I'm going to think about it every time I say it. Yeah. Now I'm going to be cognizant every time I utter it. Thank you, Frankie. So now I'm going to spoil the game for you. No,
Okay.
I'm just no.
Huh?
However, remember when I told you today, don't watch my videos.
Oh, that's what I'm doing right now.
So, but spoiler free. I gotta say, it's a great game. I am thoroughly enjoying it. It is my engrossed game right now. There are some things that aren't perfect about it. I will say this, and I don't want to give. I'm trying to do this without giving anything away. I feel like Metal Gear Solid 4 with this. It's a lot of cutscenes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cutscenes. Like so far, and I've been told that it changes later on, but so far, I feel like I'm watching it more than I'm playing it.
Mm-hmm.
But the overall experience for me right now is top notch. Really enjoying it. Um, the cutscene graphics are phenomenal, and there's a scene that I can't give away um, that I watch and I'm like I'm watching a movie. It's really cool, and then it bleeds into a little Easter egg that I thoroughly enjoy.
I already know what you're talking about. Someone already ruined that for me.
Ah, the
Yeah, the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that thing.
the
the
thing.
thing,
I know what you're talking about.
The rumor mill thing.
the fox.
Yeah. Ouch.
Oh, I'm sorry, man, but it's still, you know what though, to still experience it you'll still be glad to experience it. Once you get to the game graphics itself, I think it looks phenomenal. I would compare it to Tomb Raider. I mean I've gone back and and just to compare, I've gone back and played a little Rise of the Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider looks great as well in its own right. And I think that to me, they are still two different games.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
They are completely two different games. People are like, "Oh, this is blah blah blah." No, you look at them objectively, two different things. One has its own unique mechanic system, its own inspired linear. Both are very linear, even though you get the grandness effect. They're still very linear.
Yes.
That's what people have to understand. When they say open world, you get that open world feel, but you can have there's like 3 paths. They're all going to the same spot down here.
Right.
So that's what you're going to be getting from that. But like I told you, with story, Uncharted's doing amazing with the story.
Yeah.
As in where they build up every character with a lot of plot. With Tomb Raider, we know Laura from the past. We've had her since we were kids. And it's just built and built and built. We know it's an adventure. It's going to the next thing. With Uncharted, it's a completely different take on that kind of style. You know, it's more like a whole. It encompasses of a life in different variety, not just we're off to the next adventure. Nope, we're something profound is happening, and so it's this grand basis, and that's where the only differentiating, whatever my own made up words here, kind of thing is going on. So that's what I see. I mean, Naughty Dogs, they're good at that. They get down to the storyline. I mean, yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned that because that's actually kind of been driving me nuts is seeing people try to compare the two games. They're not at all the same game, okay?
Nope.
I understand that yes, they are the same type of game to an extent, but they are nowhere near the same game. So I mean, the thing for me is like with Tomb Raider, like especially with this iteration of Tomb Raider, they're still kind of coming into their own with this series. The first game, yes, it definitely drew a lot of inspiration from what Uncharted started to do, but also maintained its own identity, at least the one it started to build up to. Rise of the Tomb Raider just feels like, all right, we know what we want to do with this series. This is the next iteration. This is what we're building towards. And it, in my opinion, and granted, I haven't finished yet. I am waiting for it to come to the other system because I want trophies because I'm crazy. But
you just told me the other day that you were tired of trophies.
I am tired of trophies. It's a curse. I told you. It's terrible. But I need trophies, and also I traded my copy for Girl Scout cookies because crazy. So
tisk.
I had a physical disc, and it was on sale, so I actually did buy it. So I might continue it now because I'm trying not to care about trophies. But anyways, point being,
but you'll get gamer score.
I don't care about that. When you have to restart your entire profile, you don't care anymore,
Okay.
So
okay.
For me, just what I have played of Rise of the Tomb Raider, it had the same exact feeling for me when I was playing Uncharted 2. Like, oh my God, this is what this series needs to be. That was the feeling I had playing Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's fantastic in its own right. It's not Uncharted at all.
It's not even Uncharted.
No, not even Uncharted.
So
They
in
made
Tomb
the
Raider.
female lead so strong this time. They took a sex symbol and totally transformed her into this amazingly strong female lead role, which
Lara?
yeah, Lara. So she's so profound in that manner, and
Absolutely.
to be in this industry and transform that kind of childish mentality that young boys fantasize about to this mature adult thing that we can, as a society, associate with ourselves. I love that. I mean, that's one point that so many people, missed on the whole thing. They're like, oh, it's just another thing like this. You missed the complete transformation of Lara just, being this amazing female lead.
Well, and I
So,
think that is why making it an origin series was so much better than just trying to do just some other adventure where she's already, where she's already Lara Croft and and she's doing, the same thing she's done in all those older games. I think making her a lot of people, it's really weird that people gave that game grief for having, a lot of combat in it, but these are where the Uncharted series and Tomb Raider kind of branch off. Uncharted to me has always been kind of what?
you just said it.
See?
What? No, I didn't.
Uncharted.
Are you serious?
Oh, I love you, Mike. That's
Good
so
grief.
funny. There it is.
Ugh. All right. So now I'm gonna have to have like a buzzer every time. So the Nathan Drake games.
Feud Raider.
Yeah. So there, to me, have been a lot of shoot first, ask questions later kind of game, but it is very linear. There isn't a lot of sandbox in Uncharted, whereas in Tomb Raider, then especially in this last one, the last one did feel it's kind of linear, but because you could travel back and travel around, and when you got into a space, the space was big and it focused more on, to me, exploration, going and finding all the collectibles, going and finding the caves, going and finding these extra areas to go to that had side missions and stuff that that is very different from Uncharted. You don't have that in those games, and you had it here in these Tomb Raiders. Now the older Tomb Raiders did not as well. They were very linear, but they were more puzzle based rather than just running and jumping and ice pick and stuff. Like you had to move boulders around and you had to find ways to get to place. So they did change from that, but I find that Tomb Raider was a lot more exploration and ingenuity, whereas Uncharted was telling a story of you trying to get from point A to point B, and either you're going to have to do it by running and jumping and swinging and stuff, or you're going to have to shoot your way out of a situation. So they really are two different games, and I honestly believe that outside of the cutscenes, I believe they look similar as far as their graphic prowess. Now, I don't give a crap about resolution and all that stuff. Everybody knows that. But as far as like the overall quality of the game, there are scenes in Tomb Raider that blew my mind. There are scenes in Uncharted that I'm telling you, there are parts of that game that I just look at and I'm like, wow, how did they get how do you get that quality out of a $399 machine? And
It's
so,
all about that lighting, baby. That lighting.
Yep.
And the bump mapping.
And bump mapping. That's what I was thinking about this as I was playing with my Sega Saturn yesterday. All this resolution war and things like that that's going on now. What were the big keywords back then in those days? Pop-ups. Remember? How much stuff? Right. How much stuff popped up on the screen? Pop in. How many polygons and triangles could you push? Nobody talks about polygons anymore. Dude, no, they talk about how many P's are in a game. So it's so funny. But all that aside, um, you know, action game type, they look similar. Cutscene wise, Uncharted is like a whole level above, and I mean that's a testament to Naughty Dog and how
They
long
know how to work the hardware.
they know how to work that hardware. They really do.
Yeah.
So, as a game, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm hoping the game does open up more and I get some more action. But as a whole, I'm enjoying the experience. So I can't wait for you to get into it, Frankie. Let us know what you think.
That's literally my weekend. I work half of tomorrow, and then I'm just gonna play Uncharted all weekend. Hoping I can get through it. I've been told 15 hours or so, so it's doable. Uncharted.
We'll see.
Uncharted's one of those games that anytime I get a hold of a new one, I don't stop playing it. So
Yeah, we'll see. I'm on chapter 6 and I'm 2 hours in. So again, I've been told that it gets a little more expanded and a little more uh, a little more action based as we go along. So even if we're talking about an 8 to 10 hour experience for me, I'm good with that because it's 8 glorious hours, you know. Um, and then you could go through and get the speed run trophy.
no, I'm not. I'm not a speedrunner.
I'm
I know
not
there's a
either.
trophy, and I'm not. I don't care. I'm not gonna do that thing where I'm play this game on hard, unlock crushing, play it again. I don't want to do that anymore.
What if
I
that's the difference between a platinum?
shut up. Stop. No, hell no. I ain't doing
Hold
it.
on. Let me get Tony Polanco on the phone.
No,
He'll talk.
I can't do it. It's terrible. It's gonna bother me now too because if I don't, that's gonna be the only Uncharted game where I don't have a platinum in. But I can't care. I don't want to care about this anymore. I don't. I don't want to care. I want to play a game. I don't want to worry about. I need to find a collectible guide somewhere because I don't want to do another playthrough. I don't want to do any of that crap. I just want to play a game
And enjoy it.
and be done. Like Quantum Break. I want to play through a game. Cool. I did 96% of everything in the game without having to look anything up. Awesome. Good. Done. I don't want to go back and find whatever. I'm just one and done.
I'm with you on that. I'm not. If you look across my games, I don't think I've thousanded anything. I haven't. I don't think I have. I'm not that crazy that I have to go doing it.
Yeah, it's just that's unfortunately I've missed out playing a lot of games over the years because of this crap, you know? Like I didn't play Gears of War on the 360 because there was a point where I cared about gamer score and I didn't want to dive into the Gears games because the multiplayer achievements were insane. So, there's a lot of games that I've owned over the years and never played that are awesome, like Alan Wake even. I had Alan Wake back when it came out, and I never played it because I never wanted to do the thermoses.
But now you got to go back and play it.
I have thankfully because of the wonders of the cloud, I do have a save file to continue, and because of the wonders of backwards compatibility and free things with games, I have a digital copy now. So, and the DLC, we got the DLC now for free,
Which
so.
I haven't played, nor have I played American Nightmare. So
Yeah, I have that too. Yeah, I got that too now. So I have all kinds of Alan Wake to play that I'm really excited about because Alan Wake is a sweet game.
it really was. Remedy.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I gotta say.
Backlog.
That's the whole reason I bought my Xbox One was the second Microsoft got them on stage like, here's Quantum Break exclusive to the Xbox One. I was like, all right, gotta get one of these. So I did not disappoint at all. That's been, I agree with you, definitely a strong game of the year contender.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it would not be. If it's not, I'm rioting. If it's, I will pick it.
That was
I will go right to Jeff Keighley's office and I will pick it outside his office if he does not put that up for.
that's another one I marathoned. I had the week off, and I did the digital thing so I could play at midnight because we weren't doing a midnight release. So it's like, nope, don't care, canceling, buying digital. I gotta play this tonight. So started playing it. Was up till 4 in the morning. Slept until noon. Then just went from noon till like nearly midnight. Best time. Totally worth it. I just couldn't stop playing it.
Nice.
Controller didn't die once. It was great.
Nice. All right. Well, so let's wrap up by going across the other games we've been playing. So, Frankie, what else have you been working on?
Doom? It's this new indie game, I think. By
Ide.
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 I think, I don't know, they're new. It's just a startup or something, I don't know. But game looks nice. Man, that thing is intense though. They don't waste any time throwing you in the first couple of minutes. You're immediately, here's your stuff. Here are these guys. You want to kill them? Just go, and it's just a good time so far. Not disappointed at all.
Nice.
Not even regretting not starting Uncharted. Actually, I kind of want to play Doom this weekend now. But the other thing is, I'm playing Hitman. And the elusive target is finally, the first one is finally in the game this weekend. So sometime within the next day, I need to get on there and give that a shot.
Did you kill Gary Busey?
Oh, that's not up yet, but he's the one I
that's
voted
right.
for.
That's summertime, isn't it?
Yeah, but that was, dude, I don't care. That was awesome. I was glad that they.
The follow-up videos weren't that great, but that initial video.
It was hilarious.
Especially because Gary Busey is so funny.
He is.
I help old ladies into traffic. Gary Cole, I don't know how they got him to do that, but he was solid gold. He was solid gold. I bludgeoned baby seals
with
other baby seals. I cracked up. That's one of those that I usually show my wife, even though she's not into gaming. I was like, you just have to watch this, because.
Yeah, so, I didn't see Mad Jen watch them. She thought they were pretty funny. So I'm looking forward to playing that when that comes out. That'll be interesting, to say the least. I'm just happy we're getting Gary Busey in a video game.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. All right, Jeff, what have you been up to game-wise?
Let's see. Of course, MLB. Soccer cars. Tried out Halo 5 Infected.
Oh, that's live, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Oh.
So I posted some stuff on that. It was pretty fun. And then, of course, Uncharted 4. I'm playing a special game beta that's coming this summer to Xbox, but it's about to be early access on Steam. People buy Dovetail Games. Flight Simulator.
Now wait a minute. Wait. Because are you sure? Because I had read shortly after they announced that they weren't bringing it to the Xbox One. Are they? Did they change their mind again?
Yes.
Oh.
They had to wait, and then they talked about it. If you go back through my post, I talk about it all the time. But they've got fishing on the hook, so still in the wraps. I mean, I had messaged them for clarification on it a while back, but yeah, flight school's coming to that. I don't expect it to be like mini airplanes, couple, but still cool flight simulator. But yeah, so
dying for a flight sim.
Yeah, so that's what I've been playing.
Nice.
I've been playing on that stuff. So there you go.
All right. Well, let's see. Uncharted 4, of course. Uncharted 4. Now, like I said, I'm just gonna start calling it the Nathan Drake games now. Nathan Drake 4. I've been playing.
Just refer to as that game on PlayStation. People know what you're talking about.
Right, that game. The only game on PlayStation, right?
Basically.
Yeah. So let's Damn. All right. So anyway, I've been playing that, and of course we've got video walkthroughs for chapters 1 through 6, 1 through 5 up. Do not watch them if you are not wanting spoilers. Um, I have been going a little old school, so I did, like I said, spent last night playing some Saturn. Um, yep.
Totally
Uh,
forgot. Yeah, Shinmu.
that's right. Oh, yes, yeah, right. You were showing some Shenmue too. Um, so playing that, I actually, of course, was playing some Dark Souls until UC4 came out, and hopefully, once I get through these, I have other backlog stuff to do. I bought the season pass for King's Quest. King's Quest Chapter 3 is out. I haven't even played Chapter 2 yet. So I got games to go.
Did you play episode 2 of Blues and Bullets yet?
No, I bought it and I haven't played that yet.
Man, you need to play that. It's a great
Maybe I'll-
time.
Maybe I will take a break from UC4 and play that. Again, it's just like, I bought Force Unleashed. I haven't played that. I just, yeah. So, but that's what I'm doing at the moment. So, all right. Before we wrap up, do you guys have anything else you would like to talk about? Anything else going on that we did not cover?
Do you guys talk about Hawken by chance?
No, I didn't want to touch on that personally, just because I hadn't seen more come out yet from it. I mean, I know they did at the Chinese thing and all that. I mean, it looks great, but
That is a cool game.
yeah,
I don't know if you guys have played it. I was just curious if,
yeah,
no.
I haven't yet. No.
No, I haven't either. I've heard of it, but I haven't played it.
I dabbled with it at PAX a couple of years ago, and it was still in early access, and even then, it was a fun time. It definitely left an impression, so I hope that one comes to fruition. I want
What
to play
kind of
Hawken.
game?
It's a first-person mech shooter.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's this one game that I really wish they would remake. I know I was looking at it.
Oh, please.
Do you know what I'm about to pull out here, Mike?
It's either Rally Sport or Mech Assault.
Yeah, you might
And
be
I would
right
even
about
go.
that.
I would even go for Mech Assault 2 Lone Wolf if need be.
Yeah.
Phil
Mech
knows
Assault.
too. People have told him.
Yeah, Phil knows. I've voiced it a couple times too. But yeah, I really want that.
I would go out. It would be like one of those movies where you go out where the guys reforming Space Cowboys, where Clint Eastwood has to go and get all the team back together. I would go and I would find where everybody who worked for FASA was, and I would hand them large sums of cash to come back and make that game.
It's one of the best social games ever. Like Xbox Live, really, that was amazing.
Yeah. And I thought Lone Wolf wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, they did good.
I've got them both. Thought you were going to pull Rally Sport Challenge out, but that's unfortunately that ship's unfortunately going to sail.
It's right down here, folks.
It's the
Down
new
here.
Project Gotham, though. That'd be great.
That would be. I would find out where the guys from Bizarre Creations are, and I would pay them large sums of money.
They should have bailed them out when they were getting shut down.
They should have.
They should have picked them up.
Just talk to Roby. He loves that game.
Oh, it's.
He worked on it, so.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
It was an awesome set of Rally Sport games, both of them.
Yeah.
The only other game that I liked as much as that for the Dreamcast was Test Drive V Rally,
Yeah, that was good.
which kind of proud that quote on the back of the box is mine.
It's not a biased opinion, then, right? This is
Not at all.
it's a good game.
Not at all. But yes, there's a quote from Dreamcast HQ on the back, and that is my quote.
Nice.
Kind of proud of that one.
Yeah.
Oh, look, my keyboard is absolutely dead, so I can't type anything in. So, I will have to get. Hopefully, it's just batteries. I'll have to get batteries for it. But I can still finish this up. So, All right. So, Frankie, thanks for, of course, jumping in late. And I'm glad we could hold the door open for you, hold the podcast up for you.
This has been
Looks
such a
like
fun
another,
time.
let's see, 10, 11, 12, 1, another 3 hour, just about 3 hour podcast. Uh, so, I know. I actually have to pee.
That's why I was wrapping the show up now. It's
Yeah.
like, right, well, this is great, guys.
This is great. So anyway, of course, Frankie Allor from ShortPause.com. Check out Short Pause and their great band of merry gamers. Bender, who I apologize once again if you're listening. I should have come to you and asked you instead of assuming Frankie would.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I've been doing it in the middleman thing usually.
yeah,
So I meant to ask him too, and I was like,
at this point, I can ask him, but actually, at this point, all of you, yeah, like I said, you guys don't even have to ask. You just say, "Hey, it's Friday. All right, just give me the link." So that's it. So shortpause.com and check them out, and we'll be working with you guys on some streams and stuff later. And of course, Jeff Bartrom, Cupcake, the man, docsgaming.com. All the great and wonderful things that he does for the military and for the gaming community you can find there, as well as buying awesome Docs Gaming merch, right?
Yep. All proceeds go to Operation Supply Drop.
Just unbelievable. And so you can also catch Doc's Minute on his YouTube channel, which, of course, if you are looking at our YouTube channel, is on our favorites list, along, of course, with Short Pause. So, Jeff, is always a pleasure to have you. You see what the requests are, so you and I are gonna have to have some conversations. I wish I could. I wish I had some monetary cheese I could throw your way, but we may have to have some conversations, see if we work something out between the two of us. But check out docsgaming.com. Check out Doc's Minute on YouTube. Always fun. And then, of course, check out the MLB stream with Steroid Jeff. So, and of course, I also thank you guys too, because this is our 40th podcast for Next Level Gaming. I have actually hit a semi-milestone.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, 10 more weeks, and I'm going to be celebrating the big 50. And actually, next month, the week before E3, will be 1 year. Man, I did not know what was going to happen when I brought Next Level Gaming back, and it's kind of morphed into not quite what I thought it was going to be at the beginning, but I'm very much enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm enjoying it. It really has allowed me to meet some great people like you guys, and so I, in honesty, man, it's been great, and I actually am glad that I got it started, because then I get to meet Frankie and Jeff and these guys that everybody who's been on. So yeah, celebrating the big 40, which is almost my age. Two more podcasts and it'll be my age. So everybody who's been in the chat room, thank you guys so much. Once again, I don't get a chance to type in there as much as I like to, but all I see is gaming talk, and that is awesome. And people oogling my Dreamcast, which is equally awesome. So thank you guys so much. Peter, De Niro, Jeff and Frankie, you're in there too, but I know you. My good friend Maddie, All-Star, Fastback, all my friends. I know that the dude was in there for a little while. Thank you very much. As always, if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel. If you are already subscribed to our channel, thank you very much. Tell a friend. Have them come check us out. We got some great videos up beyond the podcast. We're working on the Uncharted 4 walkthrough. So 2 of them are up now. We'll be working on the rest over the weekend. Got a great video on how to hook your Sega Dreamcast up to an HD TV if you have one. And we'll have some more great coverage coming as we start getting into some other games like Doom and things like that. So thank you, Frankie. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody who is listening live and those who are going to listen later. This is, of course, the original Next Level Gaming podcast. I am Mike Mullis. And as I say every week, everybody have a wonderful weekend, a gaming weekend. We'll see you next Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. Play on, gamers.